to Steps Gaming. We're here for Marvel vs. Capcom, Capcom vs. Capcom, Capcom only tournament here today. And we have our panel consisting of a person that disappeared right before the start of the show, Sosa Fan Bam Bam Bam, and the Rad Webhead.
Going on, everybody? It's good to be back. It's been about four or 5 months, I think, since our last thing. I don't even remember. since the web slingers at Halloween. At least for me. So. Going on, everybody? It's good to be back.
Sosa, are you there?
It's been about
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, sure can. What's going on, Sosa?
Oh man, I'm so pumped for this because normally you see people play Iron Man, you see people play Spider-Man, Red Venom, whatever, or War Machine, Cold War Machine. So this is going to give us a chance to see what people could do with different characters.
Yes, it's going to be interesting. I wonder how many people are going to choose somebody like, I don't know, like Captain Commando. Interesting assists in this one because everybody always picks Psylocke or Colossus, and they're not in this. They're not in this one. So,
absolutely.
So who is the strongest assist amongst the Capcom assists? Is it Michelle Hart?
That's absolutely a great pick that I would say, just because of the screen coverage that she gets. The other couple assists that we have that I would say are really good, honestly, is Unknown Soldier. You only get, I think, 3 uses of him, but he has a great coverage, and he's really quick, and he travels. Does need to see the button combinations. I have something recently in the Marvel vs. Capcom chat on Footy's Discord or the Super Sunday Night Turbo chat on Steps' Discord that actually lists what buttons you need to push while holding start for all the Capcom assists. So don't use the Marvel ones. I guess just really quick roundtable. Do we want to say that if you miss an assist and you accidentally get a Marvel one, you just shouldn't be allowed to use it, or do we want to have you quit out and restart?
Yeah. So I think you're gonna have to run definitely run. You have to restart, right?
I would think that too, unless we want to do an honor system, like if you screw up and you accidentally get a Marvel assist, just don't call an assist the entire match, because then you're kind of out assists. So you want to be sure to pick a Capcom assist so you can use one. That's just my opinion, though. I mean, we can absolutely do whatever you like, Steps. It's your show.
Okay. So there were some people saying that they could hear the stream twice. So is the stream back? Is it not streaming twice now? Because I know the audio went out, and then I know it came back. So is the current status you hear it twice or just once? That's what I'm curious about. Or is there... Go ahead.
Just monitoring it myself here for a quick second. I can only hear it once, listening in through YouTube, but we'll have to let the chat text us because...
Okay. How's my audio?
Sounds great to me. All 3 of us sound good to me on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I just wanted to make sure because I saw different things.
Yeah.
And just want to make sure we're in the right place. My volume is still low. Okay, talk amongst yourselves.
Maybe I'm tripping, bro. I think for my assist, I think Charlie's a pretty good assist.
Yeah, I honestly really, really like him too. I like him for the same reason I like Thor, and that's because they cover a lot of the screen and it stays out for a very long time too. So a lot of times with Arthur, if I get him as an assist, what I'll do is call him out and then just actually use his body as a human shield because he'll absorb a projectile if he gets hit. So if you call him out when somebody's throwing projectiles at you, you can kind of use him as a a human shield and block a Hadouken or that sort of thing if you time it right, and that can be useful for spacing. Plus his the lances that he throw have a lot of durability on them, so a lance can cancel out a Hadouken or a projectile or anything like that, and he gets 3 of them. So if you do a super jump up across the top of the screen and Arthur's on the bottom throwing his lances, it can actually be really kind of difficult to, plan on where your enemy is at overhead versus how many lances are coming at you. And they're timed weird, so there's definitely a big benefit to him.
Are you going to play?
I am not going to play in this one. And everybody knows why. We don't need to talk about it. We know why.
Are you playing Sosa? Did you register? Because I didn't see you on the list.
Oh, no. I don't know. If I'm registered, I'll play. If you want to type me in, that's good. I don't care.
You don't care? You'll play?
Yeah, I'll play. I'm always down to play.
All right.
If you did play, who would you play with? Who would be your characters to choose?
I honestly don't really know. I would probably say Morrigan in Captain Commando. Because I think Captain Commando is a really well-rounded character, and Morrigan, I'm familiar enough with the Darkstalkers games to make her viable. But I wouldn't be any good with her. I'd basically just be using her as, a battery, trying to just throw her fireballs and save up energy for Captain Commando. But Captain Commando, I like. I think that he has a lot of really good tools. I think that he's definitely an upper mid-tier character, and a lot more people would use him if better characters weren't around. So I think that kind of speaks to how good he is, and I think we might see a lot. Of course, Strider is probably going to be the number one that we're going to see. If people are playing Strider and Ryu, it's going to be. I think those are two of the best contenders that we're going to see here, and specifically Strider and Devilot. You know that Just Rich, Eddie Good, LMX, they're going to be going for the Strider and Devilot trick, where you use Strider's orbs to keep somebody in place, and Devilot's an unblockable attack. So that's going to be kind of interesting. That's kind of scrubby, it's kind of cheesy. I don't really like it, but it's the top tier strategy. So we'll see.
Eddie Good just goes, wait, no Marvel characters.
Yes, that's right, Eddie Good.
Let's go. Okay, cool. I think he could handle it, man. I think so. He's I've seen him play all sorts of characters.
Yeah, absolutely. And something too that I think makes a character really viable in a game like this is just knowing that they have a couple really good hit confirms. And the class 1, the best one that you can get in the game is Ryu's heavy punch into his super fireball. That if you can land a heavy punch on somebody, you can get half life damage. You can eliminate half of somebody's life bar with 1 bar of meter and 1 hit. So those sorts of strategies are things that we're going to see. I think that Captain Commando has a really good one with his heavy kick launcher into his captain sword. That will delete half your life bar off 1 hit and 1 bar of meter. So I think that it's going to come down to some really, really clutch play from the better characters, and then just a real slobber knocker kind of figuring things out and just trying to survive with the lesser played characters.
The thing about that is they're not even incredibly hard to land. That's something that you can get in and you can land pretty easy. So that's something people are going to have to watch out for.
Yeah.
So I put up on the screen the chart that Webhead created that has the Capcom assists and the secret to get those particular Capcom assists, as well as the characters that are playable in this tournament. They're up there on the screen right now. So thank you, Webhead, for the not only the amazing trailer, but the awesome chart here.
Yeah, absolutely. That trailer took me about 30 minutes to make. I'm not proud of it, but I thought it was pretty funny, and I hope everybody enjoyed it.
It was hilarious.
And you know what? The best thing is that for the Marvel one, all I have to do is shift everything over to the left about an inch, and that's the trailer for the Marvel one. So we're all done there.
I think Marvel will be in March. March will be probably the beginning of March, maybe.
Yeah, that definitely sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I think that one is probably going to be a lot uglier of a tournament because I would say other than Strider, all the top tier characters in this game are unbelievably on the Marvel side. Between the two War Machines, Red Venom, Wolverine, even the Hulk. Like if Morph was playing and he was playing as Hulk and Wolverine, that's going to be an incredibly hard team to beat. And I think that there's a lot more variety that we'll see out of the Capcom one, so I like doing this one first. And plus, I don't have to worry about playing.
I will try to play with my audio more once we get the tournament rolling because I don't want to just bring up all those settings on screen right now. So real quick, we have, hopefully you can hear me, we have, I'm going to go through the people that registered so far and see if we need to make some adjustments, subtract some people, that type of thing. I'll just move it over. I'll move it on over. Here it is. I am here. V Salmon is checked in. GVO is not checked in. Mr. Freeze is checked in. Bobby Pigo is checked in. Gold Oro, not checked in. The Code Always Wins is checked in. Just Rich is checked in. War444 is not checked in. Dark Cross is checked in. Liquid Metal X is checked in. You Tried is checked in. 90s Kid is checked in. Eddie Good is checked in. And Easy Market is not checked in. So if any one of those people is here, you might want to let us know or get checked in.
Yeah, shout out to 90s Kid. He just joined the Discord, the Marvel vs. Capcom Discord in Footies, and he's that Raffy Taffy, I believe, which is a great name, but he's a great player, and he's been on the Cavs for a long time, too. So shout out to Footy for being able to kind of collect everybody where we can all talk to each other.
Yeah, Ready to Die. Is that a new user?
That's Welcome to Die's little brother, I guess.
That'd be funny. You got a spider behind you. You better be careful. I saw it crawling there.
Yeah, that is a big. I don't live in Australia, so I don't have to worry about spiders where I'm at. But we do get northern black widows here. But
Sosa is gonna be fine. We'll make sure Sosa gets in. I'll probably have Sosa play instead of me.
Who would you play if you were playing?
Me?
Since I believe that when we play, it's been a long time since we've played, but I know that you play Ryu, and I think I want to say that you play Chun-Li too.
Sometime I'll play Chun-Li, I'll play Captain Commando, I'll play Strider a little bit. I'm not that great at Strider, but I will play some Strider. He's pretty good. If I was playing it today, I'd have to probably roll with Captain Commando and Chun-Li, to be honest.
That's a pretty good team. Because there's a lot of cheese that you can get with Chun-Li too, like with her big Kakosho fireball super that you can get out of her air super. That's another really easy hit confirm sort of thing. You just go from her launcher into one hit in the air into her air super, takes off like 3/4 of your health. So there's some skullduggery that we can get into. But I don't want to see any of that. What I want to see is people experimenting with fun other solutions that you can get into, like Strider, for example. Strider is one of those characters that is top tier, and he's like lower top tier, but his combos look so cool, and everything that you can do with him looks so cool that I really don't mind when people go for the setups with him. He doesn't really have anything that's too easy to do, and I think that's pretty respectable. Strider's in Ultimate Marvel 3 too, but Dante in Ultimate Marvel 3 is that way, where he's a very good character, but you have to be good and stylish to use him. Strider's like that in this game here, so it's a lot more respectable, in my opinion.
Dark Cross, what's the story? How long are you going to be around? Since he said he may need to leave. Web came out of the shadows. Yeah, a Webhead did.
Yep. For special occasions.
Hello, you're average gamer. I know you're not any good at this game. So I know that's why you're probably not playing. But he's so good at everything else, like NFL Blitz and KI. All right. So where did Sosa disappear? But he is registered now. Excuse me, I gotta get some water.
Yeah, we'll have to keep an eye on Sosa and see if he's suffering any fallout from his one chip challenge that he just went through. So we might have to have a welcome check on him in a little bit.
We're gonna get this party started here in a few minutes. I just want to make sure we, get everybody a chance that wants to partake. If you want to partake and you did not register and you're watching the stream, please let me know and we will add you to the stream or add you to the competition. All right. So utility man saying, yeah, but you got 15. That's a good showing.
Yeah, that's honestly really good. I mean, that's a pretty high for a little kind of impromptu, funny meme tournament. So we'll take it.
GVO says he is now checked in, and he has.
Excellent. Can't wait to see what GVO brings out.
We're down to only 2 people that have not checked in. Seriously. So this is good.
Yeah.
Gold Oro and War. And War told me that he may be having a little too much fun tonight. So I kind of expected that. I don't know Gold Oro personally, but I know he's pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say Gold Oro. I think he's on the edge of being a red rank player too. I want to say, he's good. He actually I don't think he's been around for a little while. He used to be on the cabs all the time, but I wouldn't know because I haven't even turned on one of my cabs in like over 6 months. So
you haven't?
No,
You retired.
I didn't retire.
Oh, I thought you said I retired. I misheard, man.
No, I can't wait to break out of my retirement. I can't wait to actually really sit down and start to play again. I've just been up to so much other things. But while we go here in the last, maybe 5-10 minutes before we get started, do you want to talk about the prize pool and what we have to offer?
Yes, that sounds like a great idea. So we have $100 prize pool. So first place is going to get $50. Second place is going to get $30, and third place is going to get $20. So I thought that was a good way to spread the $100 out, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd like to thank Mr. Freeze for donating to the prize pool, Eddie Good for donating to the prize pool, and V Salmon for donating to the prize pool via his last winnings, which were his donation anyway. So it's like a continual donation.
The streak may continue, in all honesty. But something else that I just wanted to bring up really quick too is V Salmon has actually really graciously offered a PCB, either a Marvel or a X-Men versus Street Fighter PCB, to anybody that wins any one of our ongoing tournaments. So I have one of these on standby for anybody if they want it, if they're the winner. If for whatever reason you don't want a PCB, if you already have 2 of them or anything like that, what I'm going to do is actually go through my personal comic collection and offer up a couple things that, I'll let you pick from a list, which is what I did for the Webhead competition too. So I'll have a list that you can pick from that you'll get those. But the only stipulation I would say with the PCB is if you genuinely want it, absolutely, 100% it's yours. But if you don't want it, please don't resell it. It's the only thing I would say. Please don't take it just to resell it. Either take it and give it to somebody that you know wants it, or keep it for yourself. Because they are being provided by V Salmon. So we have to give a huge shout out to him.
And yes, V Salmon is an amazing member of the community, and he also wins a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. He absolutely puts his money where his mouth is, like no other.
And I think he's one of the few people I don't think I've ever beaten.
I honestly, to say it too, I don't think I have ever beaten him. We don't play as much. We probably haven't played in over a year. That's like how long it's been. But I've gotten unironic wins off any, and unironic wins off Just Rich, and unironic wins off Blast. I don't think I have ever beat V7.
All right, so Mr. Freeze has a bunch of questions, okay? First off, is the bracket final? No, we're going to shake it up. We're going to shake up that bracket. All right? And then, let's see, feet what? So first to three to start. Let me get the brackets here. Bracket. I would say let's do first to three for the first 2 rounds. And then semifinals, we'll do first to 5.
Yep,
and
I like it.
Bronze match first to 5, and the championship match first to 10.
Like it. I think that's great, and single elimination too. So if you lose, you're out.
You're not totally out because you could be a spectator.
Wow. Okay. No, you have to stop watching. You have to go to bed if you lose.
I don't know if we're gonna get anybody else to check in here, so maybe we should process.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, I think that everybody's had their time. I think that for what it is, it's going to start at 8:30. If we can kind of close it up and start on the dot at 9, that would be awesome.
Yep, and then unless anybody wants me to type them in real quick, that's the only thing. But you got basically like 1 minute. All right. Sosa, go ahead.
I was going to say, it's funny because the more we're talking about it, the more I want to play. I just don't have any of my stuff hooked up. So it's like,
You don't have any of your stuff hooked up?
No, my cabs are in pieces all over the place. I mean, this PCB that I showed up earlier, this isn't the one you're getting. This is my PCB, actually. If anybody even wants to see, this is actually my PCB that I've pulled apart. I pulled the shield off, and I'm doing all sorts of screwed up stuff to it. So.
All right, let's see. I'm trying to pull it up so I can like shake it up before I process the results. When I got off that screen earlier, that's what kind of messed me up there. So we're gonna go back. There we go. I like this.
Did you end up putting me in?
You are in and I am out. That's how I did it. Okay.
All right.
I think one person is gonna get a first round bye. I think that's probably how this is gonna roll. All right. So I guess I should just put this up.
Yeah, I would say let's mix it on the screen. And
yep.
What do you think? 3 times or?
Yep, we'll do 3 times.
Sure.
Okay, so I got that. They keep telling me I'm super low. I know. We're gonna try to address that.
Yeah, I can. If it helps, I can turn mine down so Stelps can turn her master up.
All right, so I'm gonna shuffle the seeds here. 1. Oh, hold on. I need to be on the other screen. 1, 2, 3, and then I am gonna process the results here. Which I go to bracket, process check-in results, boom, start the tournament, boom, and here we go. We got Liquid Metal versus Easy Market in round 1, and the winner will face Bobby Pigo.
Bobby! I'm glad he made it. I can't wait to watch him play. Except without his gold war machine, I wonder what he's gonna do.
We got GVO versus Sosa Fam Bam Bam. Just Rich
Sorry,
versus
Sosa.
The Code Always Wins.
Oh, that's a banger.
V Salmon versus 90s Kid. And You Tried versus Eddie Good.
That's really good. You Tried, I know, is a Red Venom player, and he's really, really difficult with Red Venom. I don't know if he's going to be as lucky without him. So that one, I would say, is, I don't think that's going to be a very one-sided match.
And of course, Dark Cross gets bumped to the second round, but I guess if you get Dark Cross and you can't play, you get an automatic semifinal. All right. Mr. Freeze is in round 2 as well. So that's how that went down. So my question is, if we're going to stream 2 of these, what 2 do we stream?
I would love to see Just Rich versus T-Caw.
Yeah.
And I would also love to see Liquid Metal X versus Easy Market. I think that those are going to be the ones to watch. Honestly, no offense to anybody else. I don't think that I've watched 90s Kid play enough to know how he would do against V Salmon.
Yeah.
But I definitely know how GVO versus Sosa is going to turn out for what it's worth. So let's watch Just Rich and our boy Rob CD get busy.
All right, and then we're gonna watch Just Rich and that, and then we're gonna or you said you wanted to watch which 2? Just Rich and Dakota Always Wins.
Yep, and then LMX and Easy Market are 2 that I would love to see too.
Okay, so first then would be Liquid Metal, and then we'd wait on Just Rich and Dakota Always Wins, right? That way we go in order, and then everybody else could go.
Yeah, I would say yeah, absolutely. If you are ready to play your match right now and you can get it done, if you want to watch, feel free to watch. But if you want to get busy, let's go for it.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna use the restroom and then I'll create a room and hopefully GVO joins.
Cool. So Liquid Metal and Easy Market.
All right. Now, a quick question for you, Steps. Is there a way that we can bring the gameplay screen into the Discord so we can see it?
Yep. Sorry, I forgot to do that. Let me do that.
No problem. Because I would love to just make stuff up, but watching it would be a bit better.
That's how I have it today because I only have it through one feed because it's straight into OBS.
Perfect. Yep, that'll work. That's great because I can see the chat now too. That's perfect, actually.
Cool. All right. Back to looking for Liquid Metal. An Easy Market. Down there. Got it.
Looks like Just Rich and Eddie are having some pregame warm-up in there, too. That's funny.
Is Easy Market coming?
Let's see. He's checked in, right? I think he's in the chat, too.
Yeah, he's checked in.
Okay, gotcha. Yep. There we go.
Who do you got in this, Webhead?
That's a great question. I see that we have LMX picking Shadow Lady, which is what I called too earlier before the stream. So because Shadow Lady is essentially in LMX's element, I think that that's probably the victor of this match here. Even though Easy Market is a fantastic Strider player, He has the Devilot set up. I actually think that Strider, Ryu, and Devilot is Easy Market's main team. So there's an advantage there, but we'll really see. It's going to be a huge advantage for anybody that actually does have a main Capcom team anyways, like LMX does, or like Easy Market does, because then you don't really have to worry about adjusting your playstyle for one tournament. You've been playing that way for a long time.
Well, there comes your shadow lady.
Yeah, no, she has a absolutely increased performance than regular Chun-Li. She's faster, she has more mobility options, she gets projectiles and everything like that. So she's basically, I would say she's on par with Ryu in this game with a little bit extra mobility because of her Hadouken super that we just saw like that. A screen clearing super that can come down to punishing whiffs or even assist calls and that sort of thing, and that's going to be really important.
Mega Man is really obnoxious in this game.
Yeah, that's absolutely another thing too. I would say Mega Man probably has one of the best barriers or the lowest barriers for entry in this game because his heavy punch is just his Mega Buster shot. So you can get off really important damage very simply. You don't even have to combo. You can just run around and hit one button. And he's absolutely, I would say, a setup character like Strider is, where using his Rock Ball and his Typhoon and everything else that he gets, it's going to be really important in knowing what to do with him to make him really, really effective. So if you're not really a Mega Man player, you can get off some damage. Maybe you can use him as a meter burn character to build your meter and kind of do your super attacks and stuff like that, just to get the damage out and then finish him off with your anchor character. But if you don't know how to play Mega Man, I think that you'd probably be better off going with somebody else than trying to risk that, performance just for a little bit of easy damage.
Do you think anybody would choose Roll?
Morph absolutely would. I think that Morph would probably pick Zangief and Roll, and that would be his team.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the funny things about that.
I'll be right back, man. There's something going on, like some real life, serious life stuff. I'll be right back.
Oh, jeez. Good luck.
Okay.
Well, we'll get back to our fake life, goofy, non-life stuff and watch some video games. Hopefully everything's okay there.
Yeah, hopefully. Morph is, just on Fightcade now?
Yeah, actually, yeah. Unfortunately, he's talked about this in public too, so I don't think I'm speaking out of line, but Morph has some real-life stuff going on right now. I would suggest that anybody, if they want to check in with them, on a friend basis and just check in with them, that would be a good idea if you're curious. But Morph isn't going to be on the A1Up cabs for a little while, but you can find him on Fightcade and actually check out his YouTube channel, Daniel Rivera, too. Because he basically regularly, weekly and or daily posts Marvel vs. Capcom 1 content, playing on Fightcade and uploading his replays, and they all have really good editing. A lot of them are very long. So if you're just looking to kind of watch some Marvel 1 content or study it up, his main channel is just Daniel Rivera, and you can tell it's him immediately because he has all the Matrix graphics and Morpheus stuff and everything like that.
Well, so far we're looking at 2-0, and is Easy Market going to be able to, come back and win any of these matches?
Yeah, that's going to be one of the very, very difficult things about doing a first to three, too, is that Easy Market absolutely might be able to take a first to 10, but trying to adjust to playing in a first to three is going to be really difficult. Now, Easy Market does play a lot, too, in the chat and everything like that. He's always going, always looking for games and playing up. So I think that he's been playing on the regular. But LMX is a Fightcade guy, too, primarily. So there's kind of something funny about those Fightcade guys. They all play a little bit differently than, the homebrew American, arcade guys. So his techniques that he used and the types of things that you see from him, I would say that Doobie, Mr. Brit, Storm Queen and LMX are probably the most visually unique players because of their origins with playing Fightcade. And it's funny too because a lot of them actually play Chun-Li, and you can kind of tell, you can see the kind of the zippiness and the zaniness with the way that Chun-Li moves. It's very unique. And here we go. Here we got some momentum here for Strider.
Yeah, Easy Market's having a good fight here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that eating my words on everything that I just said there with being able to adjust. I think that we're seeing that pivot point. He's been using the Devilot really, really well. Now, one of the things that Devilot isn't that good against is holding down Mega Man. Because of his beat plane super, he can just kind of fly around. So if he sees a Devilot come out, he can super jump and then go into beat plane and completely avoid him.
Is somebody else join us?
Yeah, looks like we have Street Blues in the chat.
Sweet.
Not saying anything, but
but he left.
Oh, Andy's back.
Hey, welcome to the stream, whoever you are, or not.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say I didn't notice if Street Blues was in the bracket or not. But Street Blues is definitely he's a player that's been with us for a long time in the Discord.
If he's wanting to play and Sosa didn't play and Sosa was unable to play, maybe he could play.
Oh, actually, unfortunately, I don't know if anybody just saw that too, but LMX accidentally just called a rogue assist. He got rogue and he threw a rogue. I think that means that he has to forfeit this win.
Oh yeah, rogue is an X-Men, isn't it?
Yeah, and yeah, I think that's basically just muscle memory kicking in at this point. But yeah, so we'll just make a note that it's 2-2 right now, and they'll just reset this, and the next one who wins, the next one moves on.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. It's gotta be fair.
Yeah, I think that
No, Easy Market needs to get back in there. Easy, get back in there.
yeah, Easy, you got one more. It's okay if you quit out to rejoin. That's perfectly fine because it'll be 2-2, and the next win will take it.
Hopefully, Easy comes back.
Yeah.
Dude, he picked the wrong assist, Easy. So yeah, you get another chance. It's 2-2 now.
Yeah, Easy. Actually, yeah, right. It is 1-3. You are correct about that. But unfortunately, and LMX does acknowledge it in the chat too. Accidentally picking Rogue was okay. It just means that if you accidentally pick a Marvel assist, you can't use them. That's the important thing. So you have to throw out your muscle memory. You can't mash the medium kick and punch. And now with a reset like that too, something that it wouldn't be unusual to see is having that little gap in your flow could make it so Easy Market has a little bit of an advantage now, because LMX might be hurting a little bit from that mistake, and that might affect his performance a little bit, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, so like when something like that happens, it can change momentum totally. And it looks like it's neck and neck right now, though.
Yeah, great use of the beat plane there. Excellent tag out by Strider right there, too. That was incredibly quick. And really, this is going to be the battle of the projectiles right here, because for Strider, they're not very high durability, but every single one of those little orbs counts as a projectile, so that you can't really absorb them. You just kind of have to get out of their way. We got Captain Commando in here from LMX. That's interesting.
No shadow.
Now, without Colossus, Captain Commando's, I would say, not as not as lucrative because you don't have the Colossus coming in to carry them across the screen into his captain's rush. Oh, and that's gonna hit! Oh, I can't believe one of those little orbs.
The timing was like
that's one of those things where that can't be intentional. That just had to have worked out the right way for him.
Oh man!
Oh, great grab! Here we go for a Devil Up mix-up, and he escapes and is now 1-1 on the last game. Battle of the Capcom projectile throwers. Let's see who's stronger. If Mega Man's little Mega Buster shots or Ryu's. Oh man, this is so close. It's gonna come close. He really, really needs to avoid the beat plane cross-up. Great throw. He needs to avoid the beat plane chip too. Oh man, Alex, great job. Oh, that was clutch. That was awesome. That unfortunately, since there's no way to remove block or chip damage, block damage in this game, if you're in a situation like that where the other person has a lot of meter, you just kind of have to sit there and take it or avoid it. A lot of times, if you try to avoid it too quickly, you open yourself up to a mix-up where you need to block the wrong way, and it can be pretty dicey. And especially, I would say that beat plane is probably one of the hardest things to defend against in a cross-up. If he's directly overhead coming down on you, it can happen really quickly. And if you block the wrong way, Mega Man will actually auto-adjust to be facing the direction he should be, and it will look like he's facing the direction, but you have to block in the other direction because the game data hasn't caught up with it. That always really bums me out when that happens to me, and that's something that anybody that has to fight Mega Man has to deal with on a regular basis.
Yeah, so now we're waiting on Just Rich and the Code Always Wins to get busy. And I don't know if you tried Eddie Goodwent yet.
I don't think so, just looking at the chat. But we can definitely ask them for a quick update here.
And if Dark Cross is still around, because I know he's might have to leave at some point, I guess he could get busy with V Salmon if he wants. Okay, so I'm back so I can get killed by V Salmon. That's awesome, man. Getting killed by V Salmons is wonderful.
That's
man.
The spirit, Dark Cross.
You can totally learn from that experience.
Yeah. No, I'll just give a quick shout out to Dark Cross too. He's one of my really good buddies that we've been going back and forth in this game forever. We've been playing a lot where definitely every single time we play where we can do a first to 30 with each other and it will end up being like 29-30. Really love and respect that.
All right, so now we are ready for Just Rich versus the Code Always Wins. Just Rich.
Right.
See, the thing about this is the Code Always Wins is fantastic at this game. He's phenomenal.
He really is, and specifically too, I would say that his Ryu is on par with some of the best Ryus that we've seen.
It is, but the problem is that Just Rich might be a little bit better. And the thing about this tournament tonight is, if you're in it, man, you're likely gonna have to fight a killer, or you're a killer yourself, because that's pretty much what it all looks like, is killers.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I would bookend that with is your character better than the killer's non-main character? Where Ryu is definitely, I would say, one of Rob's, Tika's main characters that he always plays. And in a situation like this where Rob's Ryu may be better than Rich's Captain Commando, and actually we're seeing that here. That was an excellent alpha counter to trade out there. And this is what we're seeing here, is that Rob's Ryu is really just kind of taking it one-on-one, but there we go with that hit confirm that I was talking about. Just the standing heavy punch completely leaves you vulnerable. If you have a meter and you land a standing heavy punch, you can very easily kill a character that way. Now, Jin is somebody that we don't see from Tika a lot, not myself at least, I see T-Kaw playing a lot of Chun-Li normally when he goes with the Capcom characters, so he may be picking up games that he saw from Jin and Juice, who's also a Jin player, but it didn't look like it did any good that time.
Yeah. So the question is, if Sosa couldn't play and Sosa had to go, what do we do with Sosa's spot? I guess somebody else plays, or we just...
Yeah, I guess we can kind of we can either give somebody a bye, or I know that you wanted to play. You could take a spot. You know, if you wanted to get busy.
Well, the problem is I'd have to play on this little itty bitty screen, and
Yeah.
everybody would have to watch
on a delay. Yeah, you'd have to play on the little screen on a delay while you're commentating. That would be a whole big deal.
So
there we go.
If Street Blues or whoever tried to come in the chat here wanted to play, then...
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would say anybody just shout out in the chat if you want to take over for Sosa if he doesn't get back in time. You know, of course, we can't do it if Sosa comes back. It was an excellent punish there from Rich on that Chun-Li. His Captain Commando's on life support right now. But there we go, him meeting some of Chun-Li's air mobility. Great tag out right there. Saves Captain Commando. His Ryu in the air really doing damage. He probably could have finished that up with a Tatsu in the air. I think probably would have killed Chun-Li, but instead he chose to smack her down to earth. But what do I know? I don't play any Capcom characters, so... Using a really, really good Michelle Hart to kind of keep Ryu off of on top of him. Liu comes in from low, and that was actually, I think, an unblockable setup because Liu hit Chun-Li when she was landing, and Just Rich was in the air with Ryu coming down on top of him, creating an unblockable setup where you're being hit high and low at the same time. Excellent hit confirm there into the Shoryu Reppa, because that's one thing, when you play Ryu, you're kind of playing as three characters at once. You get access to Ryu, and then Ken, and Akuma. And now it's funny, because whenever I see this yellow, which is Ryu's player 2 character, I always think of Sean from Street Fighter 3, but it's actually Banana Ken from Street Fighter Alpha.
Banana
wow, this
Ken.
is... Oh, wow. Great Captain Corridor right there. That looked like a scene out of Marvel 2 right there. That Captain Corridor killing his character coming in from above him. That's going to be one of the best anti-airs in this game. Because the hitbox around it is just so big, it'll basically catch anything that's in the vicinity around you.
Alright, so this is the go-home match for Just Rich, I guess, to determine...
Yeah. Now this is good too, because we see a lot of Strider from T-Kaw, and he's using Liu, which should be pretty good at keeping his distance, and see how the arrows are coming in as Just Rich is being kept in the corner there. It's really important to apply this kind of pressure, but the thing that you have to be careful with as Captain Commando is that Captain Corridor, because if you rush in and try to jump at him overhead, you're just going to get wasted by that corridor as it comes in. It's going to bounce you all the way back.
A lot of damage too.
It absolutely does, and it's a off-the-ground attack. Wow, I have never seen that before. I've never seen the ninja scoop out of midair. That's crazy. Rob unfortunately didn't block correctly. That's a shame, because his Strider should have tagged out to save a lot of that red life, but... And here we go, it's 1-1 again. Let's see if Rob can get his magic going here. A full screen overhead, and Rich didn't block it. That was kind of crazy. You never really see that move raw from Chun-Li like that unless it's being covered with an assist. And he hits him with it again. Rich, what are you doing? Block the overhead. And he's doing it from full screen.
And Rich has no assists. Just
No, he's going... Absolutely. So now... Oh, man! Oh, I wish he did the air super and he would have killed him there. Now, what he needs... Oh, wow. Excellent follow-up. Excellent follow-up. What I was just going to suggest there, too, which is risky, there may have been enough life left to be able to hit him with the Kakosho Super that may have actually chipped him, even if you blocked it. Because there's no way to negate chip damage in this game. So if you get hit by an attack, you're taking the damage from it. And that's something that Lou is great for too, because if your opponent's turtling, each one of those arrows deals like, you know, a 16th of the health bar in chip damage alone. So the fact that you get 8 of Lou is a little bit unbalanced, in my opinion. I think Lou would be more appropriate at like 5 or so. 8 seems kind of excessive, especially with the options that you get when the arrows are traveling across the screen. Excellent hit confirmed there from Rich.
Oh,
Really showing Rob the business
damn.
on that one. Another example of just a standing heavy attack into super. Chun-Li just doing work. There's the air super that we see. Watch the life bar. Life bar is
Damn.
going to go down past halfway there. Just in the air, in the ground right there, opening them up. Rob's really going to have to watch his head on this too, because we see those little stomps coming in when Chun-Li has her air dash. She jumps up in the air, doesn't catch him. Oh, wow. Right out of the range. Will that hit?
Oh,
Nope, just using it to style on him and going to throw. That's something too that if you have the meter, it may be worth spending the meter to get the mobility, get an instant overhead and dash over their head. Great hit confirmed. That's
dang,
actually going to
man.
kill Chun-Li because she has a mashable super. What that means is the more buttons you press during the super, the more damage it does. Always mash your super.
Oh.
But unfortunately, it wasn't good enough. That was an excellent set. Really, congratulations to Rob and Rich. That was a great, great set. Love seeing the two of them. So great that Rob can take the time to play this game with us with all the stuff that he has going on too. Rich, I think he's just gonna move along. He's gonna blow through this. We'll see him later in the finals, in the semifinals.
All right, so let's go back to what we got going on here, right?
To this madness.
All right, so we are looking at Just Rich, and that just finished. So Just Rich was 3. The code always wins. Thank you so much. A good friend to all of us. Glad you showed up, man. It's always good to see you play. Your Chun-Li at the end there. I was wondering if she's gonna go the distance.
Honestly, I wanted to see Rob play Chun-Li and Ryu. That may have been the winning combination for him, but we'll see next time.
So the question is, has GVO played Sosa Fam Bam? I'm going to guess not. And has you played Eddie Good?
Appears that Eddie and you try to have played because Eddie is saying GG's, and because Eddie has said GG's first, I assume that means that he won. But you guys will have to let us know in the chat.
Yeah, we need to know the score. I don't know why my screen just flickered, but okay. So GVO, what's the status of you and Sosa?
Oh, I was gonna say, I guess is Sosa back? He never really came back, right?
No, he never came back, and I don't know if he's coming back or not. He just kind of just said life emergency, right?
Yeah.
So,
which honestly, after the one chip challenge, she may be in the bathroom, but.
So who knows, right? So then now we got to figure out if someone's going to play GVO or GVO is going to move on.
Yeah, I would say honestly, you know, for all the times that GVO has given somebody else the bye for needing to leave and needing to go to work and everything like that, why don't we give GVO the bye this one time and let him get in there?
All right, is GVO even here? Yeah,
that's the next question. Maybe they're having a.
If whoever confirms they're still here gets to win.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, clock's ticking.
In the meanwhile, let's get Bobby Pigo and Liquid Metal on screen.
Yes, I can't wait for this.
We'll stream all of these except obviously the Dark Cross v Salmon. So the next 3 in round 2 we'll just all stream.
Yeah, absolutely. That sounds good to me. Oh yeah, GVO, he's in the chat here. He can play. Awesome.
Okay.
We'll run him through.
So GVO, you are moving on to the second round. So I got to make sure that happens, right? And then we're going to bring up Bobby Pigo's match. Okay, Bobby Pigo and Liquid Metal. That's what we're going, and we're just going to go in order here. And then second will be GVO and Just Rich. And then third will be Mr. Freeze versus... Who won Eddie Good and you tried?
I believe Eddie Good did.
3-0. Okay, so Eddie Good and Mr. Freeze would be last.
All right, I can't wait for this Bobby Pigo match. Bobby Pigo is an absolute pillar in this community, and I don't think I've ever seen him play a Capcom character, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen. His normal team, if I'm correct, is either War Machine, Wolverine, or Gold War Machine, War Machine. I think he's the first person that I've ever seen do the War Destroyer glitch where both War Machines come out during a duo and do War Destroyer, and it just makes the game just completely bug out.
Yeah.
Looks like we have a message from Sosa in the chat. I'm trying to take care of the situation with my family right now. I'm trying to fix what's going on and come back. I want to apologize. I will try to be back shortly. Sosa, that is absolutely okay. With great power comes great responsibility. Take care of your family, and we'll be here if you're there. If not, just give us a heads up. Let us know that you're okay later on.
Okay, so is Bobby Pigo still here? Is Bobby Pigo ready to go?
That's a good question. I don't see him in the chat. He is probably out cooking something amazing. Because that's one thing that he does in the Discord a lot is he's a chef and he posts all these really great pictures of the food that he's making. He always makes everybody really, really jealous. And he always promises that one day he's gonna have us all over for a big Marvel dinner that we're gonna do. So hopefully that comes to fruition once the world's in a little bit of a less crazy state.
All right. So if Bobby Pigo's not here, he said 2 minutes. Bobby Pigo.
Oh, sure, no problem. We can. I mean, I'm okay waiting 2 minutes, but
yeah, or we could go to the next match and come back to that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
that works too.
Let's go to GVO and Just Rich, and then we'll go back up to Bobby.
Oh man, that is a banger match. Let's get to that one right away.
Yeah. Yeah, tell Bobby Pigo that he's the next match, and let's get busy. Just Rich and GVO.
Utility Man asking in the chat, what comics were you putting up for grabs? That I don't exactly know, but I do have a lot of Street Fighter comics from the Udon line, and I know that I have duplicates. So I've been going through my collection. So since this is a Capcom only tournament, I might try to track down some Mega Man or Street Fighter comics to give away. But I'll have a little bit of a list. I don't exactly have it. But for the last tournament, it was V Salmon got a copy of Venom Planet of the Symbiotes in trade paperback. GVO got a copy of Marvel Zombies 2. And Storm Queen actually got a copy of the first 4 issues, or all 4 issues of the Greg Land Storm series that came out in like 1998. So that I feel like that was pretty good little pool there. And we'll definitely do something like that here for the winner. Plus the PCB provided by V Salmon. If somebody doesn't have an X-Men or a Marvel PCB, you get one free of charge.
So we got GVO and Just Rich in here. GVO's playing Chun-Li and Shadow Lady. And Just Rich is Chun-Li and Strider.
Wow, and yeah, seeing that Shadow Lady from Eddie Good there, or sorry, that's GVO on the left, isn't it?
Yeah, GVO's on the left.
Oh wow, that's awesome. I love seeing the use of Shadow Lady because she's such an interesting character in the lore and in the game. And it appears to be working out for him pretty good too. Now Eddie's going with the Unknown Soldier as his assist, which is actually an assist that I like a lot. I think that if Unknown Soldier had a higher count, if he was at 8 like Lou was, I think that he would be a very, very good assist to use.
Did you say Eddie? It's Rich.
Oh, sorry, it's Rich? Oh, wow, I'm all confused.
Yeah, is the monkey Samson? Is that the monkey's name?
The monkey? Which, Sun?
Okay.
Or...
Yeah, it must be who it is.
It
starts with an S. He's a pretty good assist. I just
Lou. There's the little guy that you mean, right? Yeah, okay. Lou. I thought you meant Sun from Marvel 2.
Maybe that's who I'm thinking of, why I think it starts with an S.
Yeah. Well, there's also Saki, Saki is from a really I don't even know what game. It's some like RPG or something like that Capcom made in like the 80s. I could be wrong. I think it's something like that. But she's the one that has the horizontal electric gun that she comes out and she says something and shoots the electricity.
And then we got Unknown Soldier. What game is he from?
He's from Unknown Soldier, actually. Yeah, that was another. I think it was. I want to say like well, I can't remember exactly what it is. But it was like a very very old, arcade style. It was. I think it's kind of like a what's that game? Like Earthbound, something like that. Kind of interesting. I used to know all this at one point. It's completely weird information.
What's the difference between Sun and Lu?
Well, Sun is like a big human person, where Lu is like a little Lu. I don't even remember what Lu is from, but I think Lu might be from like the same thing that Michelle Hart's from, where there was this game that had all these little characters in it, and he's just like a sprite of a character in this game. That they just made into like a full character, as quote unquote assist for Marvel 1. Michelle Hart is from a.
What the heck? Look at that.
What? What
oh
are we? Man, I looked away for 2 seconds.
That was crazy.
Wow, that
awesome.
is some craziness. That is some Fightcade stuff right there. That is some gameplay combo video madness going on, especially with the chip damage that we saw. I don't know if tagging into the alpha counter that he did like that was a good idea, because he may have thought that it got him out, but it definitely didn't work too well.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Utility
shit.
Man confirming for us in the chat that Saki is from a dating quiz sim game. So I'll let the chat wonder why Utility Man knows that so commonly.
GBO. But... That was a good. Oh man, that one was phenomenal.
You gotta love it when it has a climactic ending like that.
Hey, the good news is it's all recorded, so you can play it back and watch it again.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was gonna say somebody needs to clip that.
Right. Yeah, it would actually be great to do little highlights every once in a while, and just create little clips.
Uh-oh. It's like the battle of the Chun-Li's.
Yeah, really. Yeah, and we're seeing a lot of that air super being used just to get around Lu. When Lu comes out, you can just do a normal jump into the air super and completely get over the screen. Now, I think that Chun-Li has a little bit too much mobility in this game. She gets 3 jumps, unlimited air actions, a wall jump, a dash that you can do in the air that's a forward dash, and it's just kind of crazy, all the options that she has, and it really gives her some nuts air combos. And there we go, seeing that air super just absolutely demolishing the life bar in the corner there. Yeah. Into another air super, that's going to do it.
Oh, damn.
It's amazing how much life that takes off.
Somebody was pissed. Yeah, yet they stripped Ryu of a lot of speed.
Yeah, absolutely. And they stripped Ryu, actually, in my opinion, of a lot of juggling opportunities, too. Like in the alpha games and stuff. It seems like he has a little bit more combo variations that you can kind of get off, where in this game he's more of a heavy hitter. I would say that he's almost even more of a glass cannon in this game, where he's not as, his life bar doesn't last quite so long, but he does a lot more damage. Wow, that really, really quick launch up into the air, hit him once or twice into the air super, just like that. There's only like 3 seconds off the game clock, and GVO's life bar is in the halfway mark right there. Now, that's one thing that we absolutely see with Just Rich a lot of times is he goes down 1 or 2 games and then he just like flips a switch and he gets mad and he starts playing a lot harder and he starts thinking a lot better, and it just like, you'll get perfected by him, or one character victory, an OCV as they say. And this is really just turning into a match of who can get Chun-Li into the air first.
Yeah.
Where Chun-Li, she just rushes in, does a launcher, goes into the air super just like that.
Those air supers are hitting every single time.
Yeah, did you see how much life that took off? That was like a third of her life bar.
Yeah.
There we go, into Liu into the overhead. It's a really dangerous setup because you don't have to block Liu low. Block Liu high like normal and block the overhead. And just like that, there we go, Just Rich. I guess he got a little mad or something.
I got kicked out anyway, so I don't know. I was pressing the button at the same time. So now we're on Bobby Pigo and Liquid Metal. There they are, right?
Now, I love GVO. He's one of the best players that we have in these tournaments here. So it's actually really interesting to see him eliminated so quickly, because I don't generally see him lose tournaments. He generally has to leave for work or something. So that may be one of the first times we've seen GVO lose in quite a long time.
Dude, we're already in this match. They were 1-1 when it started. Now it's 2-1 Liquid Metal over Bobby Pigo.
Oh, right, Zangief. That's who I forgot about with Bobby Pico, is his Zangief.
I want to thank GVO for coming out because he's a solid opponent and it's great to see him play.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's a regular pot monster, too. He generally always gives a donation or some sort of contribution too. So everybody that does that just for these little events is always, should be shouted out. Everybody is just great. Oh, what a dirty, dirty mix-up from Mega Man right there. Hit Chun-Li in the air to run under her from the other side. Now, that's one thing Zangief is going to struggle with Mega Man really bad. Wow, I can't believe the invincibility on that Chun-Li actually knocked Mega Man out of beat plane. That was crazy.
Now, obviously, Bobby Pigo's got to win here to make this go to a final round.
Mega Man and Captain Commando are going to be a really, really, really tough fight for Zangief. Because any of the angles that Zangief can get in.
Look at that.
Oh, in air SPD coming down with him. That throw is so tough. See, now, in my opinion, he's doing the right thing by going for the damage instead of the setups, especially because characters like Mega Man that are so squirrely, if you just mash, you can kind of get out of a lot of what Zangief has to offer. So you just have to go to the damage, but that's going to do it. Mash the crap out of that air super. Make sure you get all your hits, all your damage. And this is going to be a much more even fight because we're going to have Chun-Li. Oh, let's see if we get the air super and that'll do it.
Oh, that sucks. For Bobby Pigo, anyway. I wanted to see one more match. That's why it sucked for me. I didn't care who won. I just was like, damn, I wanted one more.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately, that's one of the only bad things about doing the first to threes is that some of these matchups that you get, it's like, I just kind of want to make a red tape rule. It's like, oh, we're going to see Eddie versus Rich. Let's make this one a first to 10. I wish there was some sort of scaling option for the matchups.
Right. Mr. Freeze and Eddie Good. That's what we have now.
Yeah, we have Just Rich confirming in the chat that he did get mad seeing the Chun-Li shenanigans that happened there. And Rich, you took one for the team, you took one for the stream. That was amazing. Couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So I appreciate you putting up with that,
That
for
was a
us.
pretty awesome Chun-Li move, man. I
Yeah.
was like, sweet.
Well, that's why these tournaments are so fun. Because you can have a tournament where anything goes, and people are just going to gravitate towards the most boring, optimal crap every single time. And you run a tournament like this or something. You run a tournament that has a funny rule to it, and you start to see some really good crap. So, thank you so much to GVO for at least making that highlight. I would say our number one highlight at the moment.
Yeah, I just wanted to. Obviously, we had a lot of fun with that Web Slingers tournament, and I just thought, hey, we should do tournaments with interesting spins. That should be our thing.
Yeah, it's really the way to do it. You know, in my opinion, it's you can play the game a million times normally, but you play it once with a funny set of guidelines to it, and everything's turned on its head. And here we go. We got Mr. Freeze on the left.
We're both rocking Lou.
And now, see, I wonder if we should dock Eddie some points for being named the Punisher, because no Marvel characters allowed, sir. You have to change your name. You can be I don't know, like one of the characters from Battle Circuit or something. We'll find something for you.
If Eddie Good showed up for our entertainment, I don't care what the hell his name is, because half the time he's busy playing poker.
Yeah. Well, Eddie goes by a lot of different names, and he's constantly had new names. Right now, he's Say My Name 86. Before that, he was Final Boss 86. Before that, he was the Punisher 86. Before that, he was Eddie Good 86. So he gets around, and we're gonna see a lot more Chun-Li shenanigans right now. And he can't. Oh wow! Oh great! I'm glad that he got that punish on him. I was gonna say I thought that he was gonna let him escape that punish. Hits him with that dirty overhead into the hit confirm, right there. Now Chun-Li, when she sweeps the legs like that, you have to block it low. So it's a really good mind game. If you get hit by the overhead, do you block high again, or do you block low for the sweep? So that's actually some really good gameplay that we're seeing right there. And then again, just comes in overhead, sweeps low. It's almost like when you see Chun-Li come in at you from above, what you want to do is block high, then block low, then push block to get her off you.
Mr. Freeze used what character? A DC character.
Oh yeah, because he's
Mr. Freeze. Got it.
Yeah. No, because the second that they pull out a Marvel vs. DC game, that's when fighting games hit their real peak. They haven't done that yet, except for Mugen, so... Oh my gosh, from full screen. Look at Mega Man's pose right there. You can tell that he regrets that. He's scorpioned in midair. Really a freeze frame on that pose. He looks like Steve-O after a bad skateboarding attempt. Now, Mega Man, I would say, is a pretty good counter for Chun-Li, if you actually play him right. And I love the character design. Oh, there we go. We see another Scorpion from Mega Man. Freeze frame right there as he got swept into the super. Really dirty mix-up with Lou there coming in. It's like, which way do I block? You have to be really fast. And it's a guessing game at a certain point, too, because there's really no regularity to it if you do it right. There we go. We're going to see Chun-Li using some of her mobility. And just Chun-Li with a sliver of her life left. Oh, and this is going to do it. Unfortunately, he misses the confirm, and he's going to be wide open.
So Mr. Freeze says, I don't have to be Eddie Good. I have to be Mr. Freeze Good, because he just won.
Yeah, and you know that feels good, but that's poking the bear. You'll see it with all the red rank, all the top rank players, that if you get a win off them, you just activated their trap card. Now they're coming in a little bit harder on you the next time.
Yeah, Eddie Good does that, man. When I beat him, he beat me like the next 10 times. So
yeah. Really unconventional beat playing right there up front. not a very good use of meter, but we'll see what he has to say about it. So now Chun-Li's lost a bunch of life to that. Eddie Good's still working on a perfect right now.
No, he's not.
Well, yeah, no, commentator's curse. I don't think that you'd ever see a perfect if you're dealing with a game like that, because there's so many projectiles on the screen, you're going to get clipped by something. Now, Strider has a teleport too, so he should be able to actually get in on Mega Man pretty good. The problem is, when you teleport, you're not safe until you hit the ground. You really have to plan it right. Oh no, he dashes. I forget what that move is called. I think it's called Graham. He goes right into the orbs. Now, Chun-Li, when you see her hopping around like that, you can notice that she's throwing out straight hits. That's to build just a tiny little bit of meter, because every little bit counts. Every little bit can be the difference between a kill and needing to get your character tagged out. Can't confirm right there. Going to be left open. Mega Man's going to come in for a punish. We're going to see a super, and she's going to be finished off just like that. Now, here we go. This is Mega Man, and that's one of the funny character philosophies about Mega Man. What a cross up like that!
That was a beat plane.
that was like pouring his life bar down the drain right there. That just went all the way down. He disappeared behind those arrows, and he never came back.
You know, I do gotta give a shout out again to Mr. Freeze and to Eddie Good for both donating to the prize pot.
Yeah, they're both fighting for each other's money right now. It's an actual money match that we're seeing happen. You can see, we'll see who wants it more. We'll see who who thinks that they deserve the money more.
Uh-oh. Boom.
Oh, he tries to go for the instant overhead there with the jump. Beat plane. Oh, he stomps on Mega Man's head, gets him out of the beat plane, because beat plane is not safe. You can actually hit Mega Man out of it. And there's a lot of moves, actually, that can hit Mega Man out. It's just very, very risky because you get kind of stun-locked by it.
What I am learning so far from this tournament is that Chun-Li is the best Capcom character. That's my lesson.
Chun-Li is extremely good, right? She is she has a lot of tools. She's a great character, but unfortunately she's just not as good as Wolverine or War Machine or Red Venom. So that's why, you know, you don't see her as much, but she's absolutely, you know, upper middle tier, I would say.
See, we need to have another Marvel vs. Capcom game. It's animated like this, so we can have Dr. Wily as a playable character.
I know, right? Well, yeah, I mean, honestly, I wish that they would go back to sprite-based games in general. I think the 3D games are great, but, you know, if it was like Dragon Ball FighterZ or something by Arc System Works, that would be amazing. But, you know, these games are timeless, you know? You can look at this game and you know that it's an older game, but it's still a timeless game.
They don't want to spend the money or do the effort of doing it. That's the problem. But right. I agree with you. I think it would sell really, really well.
Yeah, well, there's all sorts of sprite-based games still out. It's just that they're all kind of, you know, nobody really pays them the attention because they look like they're older. You know, they look like they're antiquated, but they're not. They're brand new. But
I want to give Mr. Freeze some props, man, because he gave Eddie Good a good run.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's one of the things too, is that when you see a match like that, you know, it's like, yeah, you see Mr. Freeze lose, but do you know how good Mr. Freeze did? Is the other thing is that it sucks to just see the score at the end, but really when you look at the games that are happening, that's entertaining, really high quality. And you have to play like crazy to be able to get that sort of action out of a single set, you know, a single first to 3. Because how long was that? You know what I mean? That was like 8 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that. That's a crazy long set for first to 3.
Yeah, and so now we are on Liquid Metal versus Just Rich in the semifinals. This is first to 5. And then the next matchup will be V Salmon and Eddie Good for the winner going to the finals and the loser going to the bronze match. This is great, man. Liquid Metal and Just Rich.
Yeah, and another shout out, thank you to the chat and everything for keeping it going smooth. I mean, we started on time. Everybody was here. Everybody's paying attention. Really, really appreciate that. That actually helps run this really, really well.
Yeah, this one's going pretty fast, man. We're 90 minutes in. We spent the first half hour planning, so we've got about an hour. And
Yeah.
we're on the semifinal, so I'd say it's moving along pretty good.
Yeah, and that's what Eddie Good said in the chat there, is that he should have won game 3. You know, if you're playing and you're actually paying attention and seeing, you can watch this footage back and you'll see a million times where it looks like you could have done something or you should have blocked there. Like, I can't believe I fell for that overhead. That's why rewatching your footage can actually make you a better player, because it's not just about what happens in the moment. A lot of times it's actually about, you know, what you can learn from what you're doing, and that's why first to 3 is really tough. So going into these first to 5s, you know, I don't think that it's going to be so cut and dry. I think that we're going to see a lot more back and forth over these first to 5s.
Oh man, this shit's about to get real, Webhead.
Yep, and there we go. We see it. Let's count the Chun-Li supers. There's one. Oh, and there's the ground Kosho, the charge attack, I believe. You never see that.
Man, just
what
Rich
a
is coming
start.
to freaking play, man.
He is. Commentator's curse. He is still working on a perfect right now. Oh, wow. Chun-Li didn't autocorrect and her attack whiffed. Would have hated to have seen what happened if that landed, but luckily it didn't, and that may be a little bit of momentum.
Uh-oh.
Oh, now LMX really in a tough spot right here. Captain Commando, he definitely has the tools, but does he have the talent to make it out of this situation? You know, really only about a couple hits left of health. Wow, kicks Strider up, but he doesn't get the orbs to disappear. Sometimes if you hit it, but Legion will take it out with the chip. That is a lot of chip from the zoo rolling through.
The good news for Liquid Metal is that it's a first to 5. Not a first to 3. You still there, Webhead? I don't know what happened, but I guess it's me. Alright. Just Rich playing great defense there with the Mega Man. Liquid Metal X is caught on a little bit, blocking a little bit better. Hopefully I get Webhead back. Hopefully that gets fixed.
Right, what about this?
Oh, here you are. Sweet.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm using a wireless headset, so I had a little bit of a hang-up. The battery's probably going to die at some point, too, so well, we'll see. Hopefully these guys...
Do you have a backup?
Yeah, I got like a regular plain Jane set of headphones. Right. I was trying to use my really nice mic, but I don't know what happened to it. There we go. LMX getting the work done on him. There we go into a Captain Commando. Wow, he did the duo super. So Captain Commando actually had a little bit of time left over, and Chun-Li fell into Mega Man super. I've never seen that before. This beat plane may chip out. Great alpha counter. Yeah, that was absolutely worth it to keep Chun-Li, because she still has about a quarter health left. Sometimes it is worth taking a couple hits to make sure that happens, and that definitely played out in his favor, because now his Strider is in, and his Strider took the win.
Hey, I came back for a second, and I'm still taking care of this family stuff, but what I want to do, since I wasn't able to be in here like I wanted, is if Steps could send me her PayPal, I'm gonna donate some money to go to the winner of this.
Okay, will do.
Oh,
See you later, Sosa. Thank
yeah,
you,
thanks,
man.
Sosa.
We appreciate you.
Yeah, so send me your PayPal right now, and I'll send you some cash so that you can give to the winner of this tournament.
All right.
All right. Round of applause for Sosa. Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you.
Thanks,
Appreciate
guys.
that.
And I just wanted to apologize again. I
Yeah,
didn't know that what had happened was going to happen, and this is kind of like a serious thing going on.
yeah, no problem, man. We're not professionals. You go take care of it. Family comes first, man.
All right, thank you. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
absolutely. No problem. No sweat. All right. Well, seems like Mega Man kind of died off screen while we were chatting.
Yeah, I'm sending stuff over to Sosa.
Now, here's a question for the chat. When you play with Captain Commando, technically, are you playing as 4 characters or just one? Because you have the whole the Commando Squadron with him, which is Babyhead Ninja and the Mummy. I forget what their names are. I know that they actually have names. And what's funny is that in the ROM difference between the Japanese ROM and the American ROM is that in the Japanese ROM, he actually refers to the characters by their real names. And in American ROM, he just calls out, I think he calls out just a word or something like that. I can't remember exactly what the difference is, but right. Well, Utility Man. So Utility Man says that Strider has helpers too, but Striders are animals. Just like with Mega Man and Rush, you're not really playing as Rush because Rush doesn't count. I would say. Yeah, Ninja Commando, Mummy Commando, and Baby Commando. Exactly.
Oh, this is Liquid Metal's best chance so far.
Yeah, let's see if he can keep it up. Let's see if he can kill Chun-Li before she has a chance to tag out. He should really, really prioritize trying to lock her down and get her out because the 1-on-2 is really difficult. And here we go. Oh, he swings, and what a trade.
1-1.
Man, now, actually, in this matchup here, if you're really careful, I actually prefer Captain Commando in this matchup because you can keep Strider out with the corridor, you can keep throwing out the helpers to try and keep him off you. All you have to do is really, really avoid the Ouroboros, but you have your Captain Sword, and if you Captain Sword at the right time, you can actually hit Strider, get him out of Ouroboros. You can hit him when he teleports, and if he teleports directly above you when you do Captain Sword, you're going to completely annihilate him.
Yeah, that Ouroboros takes a lot of chip damage. Oh,
there we go. Will this kill? And it kills. I can't believe how much life that was.
Dang.
Crazy. Into a 3-hit combo into super, and it absolutely deleted his health bar. Just Rich, these are to 5. So you still got 2 more. We get the taunt from LMX. He ate a Hadouken to the face, but he taunted. Alright, so it looks like... Oh, okay, this is the computer, it looks like.
Yeah. Is it? Okay. Well... I guess Just Rich needed a break. There we go.
Yeah, which it's allowed as long as it's not egregious.
It's fine. It's fine if you need a break, man. Just crack your fingers, whatever you need to do, right?
Yeah, I actually do that a lot of times at the character select screen. I'll sit and let the timer expire if I need to, like take a breather, or crack my knuckles, that sort of thing. But the thing is, if you do that, if you win, it's not really up to you. So you have to be prepared to get back in there, because if you win the match, you're locked in, and it starts as soon as the other player's ready.
That's soccer ball.
I hate that soccer ball so much. It absolutely destroys Spider-Man's gameplay. So I am not a fan of that soccer ball whatsoever. But it really is doing its work here. Rich seemed like he's struggling a little bit this match. We'll see what he can do. Great alpha counter into the invincible Captain Corridor to keep Strider off. Honestly, if he built up his meter so he could spend it on the counters and he just counters when Strider hits him and he's blocking, he could kill Strider that way with like 4 or 5 bars. Yeah, Eddie Good, he had to go get angry again. He's off screen beating his chest like King Kong in between matches right now, hyping himself up.
I feel like Lou has been the most used assist so far tonight.
Yeah, I would say so too, just because he's probably the most well-rounded out of the options available. He fits with the most amount of game plans for, the coverage, the block damage that you get from everything like that. And to address Utility Man's comment, Captain Corridor is invincible if you do it from an alpha counter. You can't be hit out of it, and it comes out no matter what. You can be hit on, if you react to it, you can block it, but you can't stop him from doing it. It hits on frame 1.
Oh no, right into the Ouroboros. Damn.
Oh, wow.
That's not the way you want to fall in when your other character dies.
No. Yeah.
I was like, oh no, nothing you can do. Now here's that dude from Darkstalkers in the background.
Yeah, Lord Raptor. Yeah, this is technically Morrigan's stage as the Darkstalkers representation of this game, which is great because this stage is actually in her ending in arcade mode. It's in her ending and Gambit's ending because if you beat arcade mode with Gambit, he and Morrigan actually meet up here for a little pre-boss fight shenanigans with Lord Raptor playing in the background, which is pretty funny.
See, there's so many more characters you could get in making another Marvel Capcom game.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Especially with all the games that have come out since. Wow, great tag there. Getting that red life back on Captain Commando is going to be really important. Excellent use of Strider's double jump there. He actually jumps backwards and he stays in the same direction so you don't accidentally cross yourself over. Which is crazy, again, just like Chun-Li, when you think of the mobility that the characters get, Strider has a double jump and teleports and a wall grab the same way. So some of the mobility in this game is a little bit unbalanced. He is definitely going to chip him out here. Wow, was not worth it whatsoever. That was definitely a panic. But ultimately, yeah, great set with LMX. Definitely hope that we can see him again soon, especially in the next Marvel tournament.
He's in the third place match.
Oh yeah, that's right. We are at that point, aren't we?
Yeah, he's going to be in a third place match. So
oh, excellent.
To see him again.
Yeah.
Congratulations. All right, so now we got V Salmon and Eddie Good, where the loser goes to the bronze and the first goes to the gold match. Man, wow. That's
top 5 already is stacked. It's crazy. So already for top 3, we're looking at Just Rich, Eddie Good, and V Salmon, or right? Or that's going to be decided by the bronze match. So it'll be Liquid Metal versus one of those 3, versus V Salmon or Eddie Good, going on with Just Rich. That's going to be a crazy set.
Yeah. So let's see here.
And to my knowledge, I don't think that we've seen Eddie Good and V Salmon play in a tournament in a really long time. I don't know if they've played maybe since the last X-Men versus Street Fighter that was around.
Eddie Good v. Salmon, we meet again, my friend. He's
Yeah.
happy about it. He seems
Oh,
happy.
he's happy. He's he's happy about it.
I mean, I guess if Eddie Good shows up, it's sometimes it's almost inevitable, right?
Yeah, but a lot of the problems is that the last couple tournaments that we've run, at least I know, is that either the top dogs, they might actually seed with each other really early and knock them out early enough. So it doesn't really, unless it's like an actual Marvel vs. Capcom, no restrictions or anything like that really early on. The top 8 kind of situations for some of the larger tournaments have worked out to be a little bit more spread out, especially with players like Ans and Silent Ninja coming in that, they're really heavy hitters too, and they kind of shake things up, so.
Yeah. All right, hold on to your seats. Here we go.
All right, now V Salmon is definitely, I think, going to be playing Chun-Li in this match.
Well,
I think Eddie Good will probably be playing as well. So we're going to have to count the air supers.
Okay, I think these Salmon just left and came back in, so hopefully he's playing. There we go. I was like, something might happen. All right, double Lou.
Oh, and immediately goes for the cross-up on B-plane, and he gets it first thing. Not that damaging, but it's really demoralizing. You just hate to get hit by it. Especially because it locks you in place for so long. It's kind of crazy. It's just like, it's embarrassing at a certain point to get hit by it because you just can't do anything for a good 10 seconds. Doing work with the projectiles right now. Really finding the spacing. That was an excellent little short kick there.
Oh.
Now, is it fuzzy, or does V-Salmon have a Marvel 2 icon? Did he get a Marvel 2 cap? That's really cool.
Yeah, it looks like he must.
Yeah, that's awesome.
My Marvel 2 cabinet, I'm using the control panel to control my X-Men vs. Street Fighter PCB right now.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, my Marvel 2 cabinet is sitting in a box, 25 feet from me because I haven't even built it yet. It's literally still in the box. It probably doesn't even work. It's probably a dead PCB inside a cracked screen. FedEx dropped off like 6 months ago.
Yeah, well, my cabinet was a bit beat up, but my PCB and screen are fine. I changed out the buttons, but I haven't changed out the sticks yet.
Yeah, that's the thing with me too, is that I'm not even going to use like the external cab. I'm just going to hook up the PCB with the controls to my my monitor that I use. So that's why I haven't been super on building it yet.
I thought you were building a Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter cab.
Yeah, that's going in my Big Blue though. So that was one of the reasons why I honestly didn't know if I was going to get Marvel 2 in the first place, is because I don't really need another physical cab. I just kind of want the Marvel Superheroes cab. But because that was the dirt cheap Big Blue from the Red Cross sale, so that was a freebie.
Dang, this is neck
Yeah,
and neck.
let's stop talking about our boring lives and get back to this action. This is crazy. The beat plane coming down strong. V Salmon. We'll see how he adjusts to that, because there's one thing I know, is that he will. Yeah.
He's sticking with the same team too.
Yeah, sometimes in a shorter set like this, it can be actually a good idea to stick with the same set, especially if you're with the same set of characters, because it can be a little bit better to make sure you know what your game plan is instead of trying to confuse your opponent. But Eddie Good, is tearing through him right now. Still working on that one character perfect. Going crazy. The Mega Man kicking in the air right now. V-Salmon cannot be happy about this. Mega Man charging up that Mega Buster. That means that Eddie Good has to hold down a button while he's running around. Mega Man still can fight. He's holding down the heavy punch button. So feel free to use the other buttons. Oh, wow. Lou actually saves him with the fire right there. Beat Plane coming out again. V-Salmon really struggle in this match. Tags into Chun-Li just to get a little bit of the red life back on Mega Man. I don't think he's even going to need it. He's just trying to play it safe. I don't think there's anything at this point that Ryu can do. Unless he plays really cagey, but there he goes. He hits him with the unblockable again because he was in the air, fell on an arrow, and got hit by Chun-Li's overhead.
Man, V Salmon's gonna have to adjust. He does make a change. He goes to the Mega Man Strider team.
Oh, we got Footy in the chat. Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. This is, I believe,
Semifinals.
Semifinals, and then it will be the grand finals after this, since there is no reset. So it'll be the first person to win wins, and if you lose, you're out. There is no losers bracket to come back from.
Well, right now, if V Salmon versus Eddie Good, whoever wins is going to the finals, and whoever loses is in bronze.
Correct. Right. Yeah, the finals. Right.
And V Salmon has been doing better this round so far. And then I say that, and
it's still working though. His Mega Man still has full life. And in the battle of Mega Man versus Mega Man, I don't really want to see that. I hope that we see something. Oh, he comes in, eats the Ouroboros up, but unfortunately can't get rid of it. Red Mega Man is eating up some of that beat plane there, just basically killing the timer. This is going to be an odd match. See if you can keep track of whose projectiles whose Lou is whose soccer ball is who. Because I don't think that they color the projectiles any different. I think it's the same color, looks the same. Great use of the beat plane there to try and eat up some of it. The reason why beat plane is really difficult is because it drops bombs too. So it doesn't just shoot straight, it actually shoots down at an angle too. And that's why you really got to watch your head. Oh man, Chun-Li just getting worked on by those. There goes those bombs dropping. Oh, didn't punish Chun-Li right there. He definitely could have killed her. That was a really weird turnaround right there. Mega Man was firing forward, but Chun-Li was close enough where it was actually hitting her. There she goes. She goes down. Mega Man on Mega Man. Mega Man on Proto Man. And it's working out, actually. Looks like Proto Man's not doing too good. See who can actually get this in. It's like fighting a Mega Man boss. You just have to dodge and get a pattern going. That's one of the things you don't want to do with Mega Man in this game is become a pattern, because then you can be learned. You want to keep it moving and make sure that nobody knows what you're going to do next. Just like that, getting in under him with Strider. And we're going to push him away. I don't know if Mega Man can chip him out. Mega Man has to push away from these orbs because the chip's going to get to him. Time over. Oh, wow. I wasn't even watching the clock. And that's crazy. No.
The music changes, man. But
oh, I can't. I can barely hear it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was close, and the timing was. It makes that sound. So
yeah.
It makes it more time.
Well, so it's funny that you bring that up, because I almost always play with the sound off and with music on too. So I get timed out a lot because I don't listen to the in-game soundtrack or the sound effects or anything like that. And that's actually funny in fighting games to do, is because there's so many audio cues, like even assists coming out, or things being, charged up, or like when the hyper charges up and you hear the little guy go infinity if it's a Marvel character. Those can all be like audio cues that sometimes you can pick up on. And since I don't listen to the game, I always basically listen to music. I lose out on a lot of that, but I think it's worth it personally. But in a really high level scenario like this, it definitely makes sense to try and keep track of everything that you can, especially with Mega Man doing all sorts of weird stuff, because you never know if maybe he's kicked something towards you or if he's changed modes or what he's doing, because there's just so much on the screen at once. We're seeing a duo now. We actually really haven't seen too many duos since, and that may be because there's really not a lot of good synergy between these, the characters that are that have been used so far. But they're both just running around the screen. They're running laps around each other right now. It's becoming a battle of just scraping hits. Nobody's really getting any combos. Oh, rolls right into the Ouroboros. So that's something that you definitely want to make sure is that when Strider's rolling on the ground with orbs, you want to make sure that you're ready for him when he comes at you. Gets hit out of the beat plane there. That was huge because that beat plane would have put him in a really good situation. Looks like V-Salmon's all out of Lou. Eddie still has 5 kept up, but he's traded his Lou for life, and Eddie's been conserving his Lou's but losing his life, so we'll see if that works out for him. He really needs to spend them. Gets the air throw. I'm sure that was intentional. Caught him slipping. Could have teched that. That was kind of risky, but wasn't expecting it. I think probably because of how scrappy this match has been.
This is going to go to time pretty soon. We're at like 15 seconds left.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's actually going to be oh, wow. I was going to say, that's going to be kind of a wash up there, but now it looks like Proto Man's going to be taking it. With 10 seconds left. Kicks the soccer ball. Man, and at this point, 5 seconds on the clock, I don't think Chun-Li could even beat him if she had the meter for it. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yep. This one is definitely going the distance.
Man.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Freeze correcting me in the chat. Okay, I will concede it is football, not soccer. Actually, I wonder what Japan references it as. I don't actually know what they call it. But all I know is that the movie Shaolin Soccer, they call it soccer, not football. And Shaolin Soccer is a great movie. If nobody's seen it, I highly recommend it.
Uh-oh, B-plane's out.
So, this is kind of funny. Just a little personal anecdote. I forgot for a second that we were watching on the OBS studio, and I saw that little hand above V-Salmon's meter, and I went, what the heck is that? I was like, what, Strider has a stock of hands?
Here, I'll move it for you. There you go. There's no
that really
anymore.
confused me for a second. My brain locked up seeing that. I was like, I've never seen that before. Now, this is actually my favorite stage in the game. This is the Avengers headquarters. I think that this one is awesome. I love seeing the other X-Men characters or the other Marvel characters in the back on the screens.
Oh, Sabretooth is on the screen, yeah.
Yeah, it alternates between him and Captain America's now, and then Beast and Wolverine, and I think Psylocke's on the other screen, and Storm is on the main screen at 1.2. It's really neat. It's just great little Easter eggs. Oh, beat plane really juggling Strider right there.
Eddie good, man. He's.
Oh wow, the football coming out of nowhere, hitting him from behind with the beat plane.
Oh, beat plane.
Oh wow, took it. This is the battle of the beat planes that we're seeing here for sure. Speaking of backgrounds and stages, I love the overlay that you've created. I saw Rob shout it out earlier, but yeah, that looks great. I love having the Capcom characters cheering everybody on from the side.
Yeah, I've been doing those custom bezels the last, I don't know, 4 or 5 tournaments I've done.
Yeah, they're staying strong. That's for sure. Now, I actually don't know what stage that's supposed to be in the background. That's always confused me because it looks like Russian, the text in the side with the blimp. I've never really looked into what stage that's supposed to be.
Well, it's definitely in the game.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, that's just what I mean. Is I know that the Darkstalkers one has Lord Raptor. This one right here is the Daily Bugle, Spider-Man and Venom stage, and then the Avengers headquarters, and then the I think that the other one with the Dark Altar thing is also from Darkstalkers, I want to say. And then the moon landing base, which I'm not quite sure what that's from, but that stage has always kind of reminded me of like the Avengers or something.
Yeah.
And then of course Mega Man's headquarters, and then the or like Dr. Wily's workshop or whatever the other one is. All right, we're down to the Strider versus Strider happening right now. Well, Strider and Lou versus Strider and Lou. Lou's on the little buddy squad running alongside little lions and wolves and eagles and whatever else Strider has. I know that he has a whale too. Oh, Fighters Evolution blasts the speakers in the chat, dropping the knowledge that it's Strider's stage. That's very interesting, and I never knew that. There's a 1 point for trivia for the chat. I like it.
Man, it's 4-2 Eddie Good. V Salmon's gotta bring the heat here, man.
Yeah, now V Salmon I know is a very, very regular Iron Man and War Machine player as well. So he may be feeling the detraction a little bit from not being able to have those characters in his back pocket. But absolutely, I've seen V Salmon play Chun-Li, and I would actually be interested in seeing him play Shadow Lady as well.
So the tournament winnings now are $65 for first place, and $35 for second, and $25 for third.
Very nice. We'll have to see if either Eddie or V Salmon is going to get their money back.
Well, they both still have an opportunity either way.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah, because they're going to go to third. Yeah. Who's going to get more money back is the case. Is V Salmon going to be buying Eddie coffee or the other way around? Oh, the confusing zoo coming in there.
Oh,
Eddie's
man,
keeping it nice
like
here.
It looks like Eddie's about to finish this. Oh,
Yeah.
Man.
Absolutely. Nothing you can do at this point. That was a lot of hits to finish that out. That kind of rubbed salt in the wound a little bit there. He didn't need to hit him that much, but he chose to, just to rub it in.
All right, so 5-2, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
I hate seeing one of them win and one of them lose because they're both great people that contribute. But the good news is I get to see both of them again, right?
Absolutely.
So
The good news is that V Salmon's not out. The better news is the next one is Liquid Metal versus V Salmon. And the best news is that the finals is Just Rich versus Eddie Good.
Yes, so I guess we're supposed to go to the bronze match next, but V Salmon might need a break. But it's a 1st to 5 bronze match.
I would personally want to find out the bronze match winner first. I think that would be great to capstone this with Eddie versus Just Rich, the Clash of the Titans.
I agree with you. That's why I said I think we're going up to the bronze match, but I don't know if V Salmon needs a break.
And answering a question for AW Productions in the chat, the X-Men versus Street Fighter cabinets have the red background, and the Marvel vs. Capcom cabinets have the blue background. Other than that, in the games lineup, they're the same system. All right, V Salmon says he is ready to go. He is hot off the presses. He and Liquid Metal X, I know that they've definitely thrown down on Fightcade before, so we'll see a little bit of that in this here too. I hope that we see some creative play from these Capcom-only characters.
It's red versus red. Uh-oh. Now I wonder if V Salmon's gonna be walking in this match like really angry because he just lost, or if he's got the same mentality.
I was gonna say I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I've never seen V Salmon get angry. I've never seen him express anger. He's cool as a cucumber, and I think that when he loses, he takes it in stride. He sits down, he breathes, he thinks about it, and he comes back. He's very zen.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. Or he could be an axe murderer, but he holds it in well, is my point. We don't know what his desk looks like. He could have all sorts of holes and bashes and bangs and scratches in his desk, but he comes across very calm. So.
Speaking of which, we're gonna have a playthrough of Battle Axe following the stream. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know, right?
Dang.
Yeah, AW Productions, it's great that you have MVC2. Luckily, that means that you'll be able to play along with everybody, because the MVC2 cab is cross-compatible. I'm sure you figured that out. But if you want to see something really cool regarding the screen itself and some cool things that may be coming out in the future, check out the Code Always Wins on YouTube. Because he's a modder that actually has played around with changing the background and creating a couple custom things. So check him out on YouTube, and hopefully in the future there may be some sort of option to change it to something custom. So can't guarantee anything, of course, and it may not be possible. Nobody knows, but if you like the ability to see that sort of stuff, there's more people in the community that always try and do that sort of thing, because it stinks to be tied down to one option.
Oh man, Liquid Metal X is coming back with some answers, man. Look at this.
Yeah, Eddie brings up a funny point in the chat saying if you don't play LMX enough, you're gonna lose. Where he might have that really avant-garde play style that may be tough to get in with, and if you're not used to playing him, he may pull the rug over your eyes. And LMX is a X-Men versus Street Fighter Evo champion too, I believe. Probably in the mid to early 2000s.
Man, if you played these games in the mid to early 2000s and you were a lot younger, you probably had much better reflexes than you do now.
Yeah, it'd be funny to have a case study done like that over a long period of time to see, your performance over the years, and seeing if playing a long time makes you better, or if having better reflexes because you're young makes you better. That'd be very interesting. And V-Salmon taking the second win 3 more to go. Now, these matches are always really funny to commentate on because they're so engaging that I end up just looking at the screen. I try to follow along.
You get zoned out because you're watching this game, and it's just like you're just like, oh, really? And then you're all quiet, so it happens, man. But V Salmon is rocking the Ryu there, and it's kind of interesting to watch because I'm just kind of curious to see how his compares. We started to see a lot more Strider towards the end of this tournament than we did to start, I think, too.
Yeah, that's absolutely it, and that may be a theory thing. In seeing that the the last couple matches that are going to be played, they're going to be essentially on the edge of trying to play the top tier characters, sort of thing. Where the earlier matches were just more experimenting, or people that may not have used Strider to begin with. Where the top of the bracket is going to be composed of primarily people who know how to use Strider that want to win. Oh wow, and he catches Ryu's legs sticking out and he sticks a beat plane.
Damn. And Liquid Metal gets one on the board.
Yeah, with the help of Lou, lighting Ryu up from the back with that little fire. Which is honestly, Lou wouldn't be so bad if he didn't have that flamethrower on him too. That flamethrower means that you basically can't approach Lou from the front when he's out. If it was just the arrows, it definitely wouldn't be as bad as it is. Oh, we saw that tick throw coming from a mile away. What are you doing? He just got punched and walked forward. But it's funny how those little instances, those little interactions can be so damaging. Great use of the Tatsu in the air to keep himself safe when he lands. Now, one of the things that I'd like to see is activating Ryu's Super Hadouken, his Super Shoryuken, his gosh, what do they call that? Is it the Shinku Shoryuken? I can't remember. Blast will be in the chat. Blast is probably screaming right now. But the Shoryuken is invincible on the way up for, at least 10 frames or so. So if Mega Man activates a beat plane or something, if he's low enough to the ground, if you do the Shoryuken super, you might have an opportunity to punch him out of the air.
This one's gonna go the distance, maybe. I mean, LMX has answered back.
Yeah, we may see a timer on this one here. There you go, a hit confirm into a Hadouken.
That's his favorite team. Who's your favorite team? Who are you talking about?
I believe he's talking about Strider and Ryu. I believe that's Blast's creme de la creme right there.
Yeah, Blast should have been in the tournament then.
I wish he did. I mean, we would have seen some great stuff if Blast was in the tournament. We would have seen a lot more wave dashing. We would have seen a lot more corner combos with Ryu. We would have seen some funny stuff. But as it is right now, this Ryu action that we're seeing really isn't amounting to much, or enough, that I should say. It is it's very safe. It's very cagey. These guys are really kind of trying to get in on each other, and they're both doing a great job of maintaining the pressure differential in between them, where it hasn't been one-sided at all in any of these fights. It's been a back and forth forever. The Full Screen Captain's Sword is going to be safe. Let's see what he can do to get out of these orbs. Yeah, one of these guys... LMX, oh my gosh, is he going to take it? I think that flame, oh my gosh, V Salmon cannot be happy about that. That was amazing. That was an absolute great example of why you always have to be careful to the very last second on the clock. He gave up a sure thing to a loose flame shot. Captain Fire. Yeah, and now actually we see something interesting there that LMX choosing to call Lou after tripping Ryu instead of canceling into beat plane, which actually is a hit confirm. You can sweep with Mega Man and cancel directly into beat plane and pick them up off the ground. Wow, catches both of them. At Marvel 2, that would have taken half the life off of Strider. Luckily, in this game, characters don't take reduced damage while they're called out. They take normal damage.
Any good with skipping work to play today?
Oh man, yeah.
That
was probably not a great fiscal decision, but it is worth it for the entertainment. We appreciate it, Eddie.
It's fine. He could win V Salmon's money.
Yeah, exactly. See now, what I want to see is the the Steps Gaming Marvel vs. Capcom poker tournament where LMX and V Salmon and Eddie and Just Rich and Blast all have to sit down and play a game of Texas Hold'em.
That'd be funny.
I don't know if they'd find it that funny. I think Eddie would probably be the only one laughing about that.
I just think it'd be funny to have it be advertising it and be like tonight.
Yeah, right. Oh my God, he got a straight flush.
It's the Marvel vs. Capcom poker game. Poker sucks. What do you play then, Eddie?
I think he plays poker. I think he's just saying that poker sucks. Poker's not Marvel. Anything that's not Marvel sucks.
What if the cards have Marvel characters on them?
Oh, now you're talking. I'm actually pretty sure that I have a set of Marvel playing cards somewhere. I think they're Incredible Hulk playing cards, actually. I'm actually 100% sure that I have them. I just don't know where they are. We got some Banana Ken action coming in here.
Sorry, I've been munching on some crackers. This has been going on long enough. I need a snack. We're missing somebody. So.
B-Salmon on the last rung right now. He just needs to squeeze one more away. And then he will get at least some of his money back.
We'll start a new weekly show. Win V Salmon's money.
Yeah. Well, that actually, you know what would be awesome if it was a round robin, or not a round robin, a King of the Hill money match, where if V Salmon wanted to put up $15, and everybody gets an opportunity to play him, and if you beat him, you win $15, but you can only play him once. Something like that would actually be pretty funny.
Yeah, and that would work really well in an Xbox or a PlayStation lobby.
Absolutely.
The Arcade1Up lobbies don't really do the King of the Hill thing unless you're in the KI. But
oh really? Does the KI have that? That's cool.
Yeah, KI does. But
yeah.
But the issue though is that if you did a King of the Hill lobby, I think it's more challenging to do. At least the ones I've seen on PlayStation, Xbox, more challenging to run a tournament. Whereas, the KI one, you can.
Yeah, doing it on another system, basically you just have to have everybody essentially commit to it, because that's the way that Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 works. They have a King of the Hill style lobby, but the problem is that when you win or lose, you go back to the pool, and then the next person that wants to ready up can ready up, so it's not like there's a line. It's basically 2 people playing and then a pool, and you have to pick who goes on next. So it's a little bit different, but with a little bit of coordination, we can make something like that work.
And V Salmon is victorious. Liquid Metal put on a really good show today.
Well, yeah. To be fair, they both did. Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Oh yeah, wait. It is the end of V Salmon's run because that was the bronze match. So yes, V Salmon, very entertaining, very amazing matches, and thank you so much for donating to the prize pool again. And that's that, right?
Yep.
That's that.
And what of that was very, very much appreciate you guys coming out. You guys are the reason why this is awesome. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have fantastic players and talent like you guys. So really, really appreciate you donating to the prize pool. Really, really appreciate you coming out, putting your money on the line, showing up, making us have awesome conversations, awesome content. Great time.
So V Salmon wins $25, and then Eddie Good versus Just Rich. Winner gets 65. Loser would get 35. So there we go.
All right. It looks like Just Rich says, "Give me 1 minute." So he's probably putting the chalk on his hands right now.
Yeah.
He's making sure to wax up that control deck, put the heater on, crack his knuckles.
I perform better when I put Vaseline on the control deck.
Oh my god, could you imagine? No, dude, that is the best idea. Putting Vaseline on the joystick and needing to play. Could you imagine a tournament where the joysticks have to be like lubed so you can't like grab it right?
I don't think we should be talking about lubing joysticks, dude.
Hey, sponsored by Arcade1Up.
It's not. It's an unofficial tournament.
Yeah.
It's unofficial.
Yeah, right.
Unsanctioned, unofficial.
I was gonna say I just noticed that down at the bottom of the unofficial tournament.
It's first to 10, Eddie. It's first to 10 for the gold. Yeah, see, everybody, it seems that everybody, like UEG and Mode argue over, like, okay, this is going to be the official tournament. I figured, hell, I'm just going to own the unofficial tournament. I'm just going to put it on there. Because I mean, literally, I think unofficial's better.
Yeah, unofficial, unapproved, unsanctioned. It's the I literally walk around dressed as the giant walking copyright infringement. There's no officiality involved in any of this.
Yeah, now I'm getting in trouble. We talked about looping joysticks. We said this is the unofficial tournament. We're better than the official tournament. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm sorry, Capcom versus Capcom is never an official tournament. But hey, it's a fun time, man. All right, so Eddie Good and Just Rich, first to 10. I don't think the people would want a first to 5. I think people want a first to 10.
Oh, yeah, you know why? Because the first to 5 is going to be anticlimactic. Because the real meat of these potatoes is going to pop up at game 6. You know what I mean? It's like, that's when Rich is going to get really mad, and he's going to do some sort of Naruto hand movement and then shake his head and readjust, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Somebody better get on this thing so we can have a match so we don't so we can stop saying stupid shit.
Well, this is why we need to have a ad break segment or something like that we can just run until the guys are ready. Save us a lot of embarrassment.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Right?
Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a snack.
All right, so hands up if you think that M&M's thing is a Super Bowl scam or not. Did you hear about that?
They were trying to make it all political. The M&M's like cartoons are out and they're replacing them with like a person.
Yeah, I forget. It's some sort of like climate activist or something like that. I think I have no idea who they were, but They're going to come back. You know that they're going to come back on a Super Bowl commercial. I would put money on it. Because they did the same thing with Mr. Peanut. When they killed Mr. Peanut by throwing him out of a helicopter, and then they introduced baby Mr. Peanut. It made me the most mad I've ever been in my life.
So Just Rich is on the right. Eddie Good is on the left, and we got Mega Man and Chun-Li versus Chun-Li and Strider.
Yeah, now this actually seems like it's been the matchup. I think the last couple games that we've watched have been these divisions of teams. So it seems to be a kind of like a real-life tier chart happening before us. We're kind of seeing who the best teams in the Capcom-only side are. And I really appreciate everybody sticking with the assist rules, too. We haven't had any big hiccups with that, which has been fantastic. Of course, that's just because holding Lou is just medium punch, so it's the easiest thing in the world.
Eddie Good is coming out vicious, coming out strong.
Yeah, he missed a couple opportunities for a good combo there, but really sinking in with the beat plane there. Wow, Strider's jab whiffs right over Mega Man's short little body. Doing a great job keeping him away. We do see the very, very rare Mega Man Shoryuken that he just landed, or that he just tried to land right there, that he just threw out. It's very rare that you see that, just because it's the angle on it's not very good. That's like how Spider-Man has a Shoryuken too that people don't use. Spider Sting, because it's honestly just not that optimal. But we got Eddie Good taking the first game with beat plane.
I wonder what he's saying.
In his win pose when he
Mega Man, like when he was whatever he said. Was it Japanese?
when he calls beat plane, he says beat plane. When he turns into the Super Mega Man, he says gosh, I can't remember what he says, but it has something to do with his with the new form that he takes on, like the armor form.
Oh yes.
Somebody in the
Blast said to hit the thumbs up if you like the tournament. Yes, please do.
new form that he takes on. See, now what I'm curious about who says what is I want to know what Lou says, because Lou has a mouthful. Like, he talks some shit when he comes in, but I don't know if there's a good way to find an audio file or something like that that can be translated, or if somebody happens to know, because he has something to say.
Lou does?
Lou.
Yeah.
When he comes in and when he has his little gun, he screams something, and it's like, it's crazy.
Man, are we seeing the Eddie Good of old, man? Remember when he first came in and like he was just dominating everyone, and then recently there's all these other people that came around.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if just Rich has, but Eddie's definitely been playing a lot on Fightcade. Eddie, it's actually really funny. He'll post his chat highlights and stuff like that of him getting into arguments with the Fightcade regulars, because it's a whole nother world. So just like that, I'm sure that he's picked up a lot of strategies from Fightcade, but the difference is that this game is played on a different speed than Fightcade is, and it looks like Eddie's not having any problems adjusting to it. Because that can be really difficult to go from the faster speed to the slower speed.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna guess that the PCB couldn't handle the faster speed, and that was the reason for it.
Yeah, it has something to do with the way that the frames are processed. There's actually a really good video. I think it was Core A Gaming, I want to say, that made a video on the different turbo speeds in fighting games and how it works. But it's really interesting because what it actually does is speed up the amount of time that you have for a frame to come out, and then it duplicates the frames, so there's more frames per second sort of thing, and then it speeds it up. So it's really interesting and complicated, but it's definitely something where the the processor definitely has to be
Just Rich
adjusted.
just got one, man. And here comes Spider's Evo saying, "Don't sleep on Just Rich." I wouldn't sleep on Just Rich, man. I've never beaten him either.
I've never beat him when he's playing serious. That's absolutely for sure. But Just Rich is one of those fantastic guys where he'll have days where he just wants to mess around. And when he's messing around and having fun, we'll play like a really long set, and I might get 1 or 2 off him when he's messing around. But I've never beat him when he's serious.
Yeah.
Wow, great use of the duo right there. Getting Chun-Li in on Mega Man. Great chip damage happening right now, but unfortunately Chun-Li's not safe after that. Strider versus Mega Man and Chun-Li absolutely has the tools to do it, but he doesn't have any lose left. He's going to lose a bunch of life from this. He's going to come to the ground. And kills. Wow. Now, every character in the game does actually have a little bit more, a little bit different life, and I believe that Strider is actually a pretty low life character. So Chun-Li doing that super on him with very little scaling because it was a very small combo before the super, that seemed to take away probably about half of his life, which is pretty crazy. 3-1 right now. Things are looking a little bit askew. Just Rich does have some ground to make up. Wow, that is so tricky. I don't know what happened there, but he was able to tag out into Strider somehow, and Strider still got hit, but it wasn't as bad. His Chun-Li would have taken a lot of damage if he didn't tag her out.
Well, so it's 3-1, but it's first to 10. So
there's plenty of room for improvement. There's plenty of room to turn this around. This is absolutely going to be one of these momentum sets where Just Rich, you can tell that he's not happy right now, and it's only a matter of time until those Hulk hands come off and he gets busy. Into the air super, that's definitely going to kill Mega Man. Just deletes the rest of his health. Body goes flying, so disrespectful. Choosing to launch Chun-Li down to try to go for another mix-up for her. Air super bar kind of wasted right there. Might have been a mistake. He might have gotten crossed up.
Damn, look at that. Perfect.
Wow. Just like that, the tides turn. Goes from being 2-1 to 1-1. Chun-Li using some of that air mobility to hop around Strider, but the orbs make sure that he's safe. Oh, that small little kit could have been confirmed into a super, but I don't think he was prepared for it. Gets the throw in midair and takes him down to the ground. It is a good thing that this is not a first to 5. Let's see how Just Rich responds. Keeping the same team. Let's see. It might be a good idea for him to see if he can change his play style if he's not going to change his team, because Eddie is running circles around him at this point.
I've never seen Eddie dominate Just Rich like this.
I never have either.
Most of the time I've seen Just Rich win.
When they're normally playing with their regular characters, sometimes they'll do practice matches where Just Rich plays on the cabinet under the name Practicing sometimes, and they'll go back and forth, but it's not normally so one-sided. Oh, what a double jump around B-plane like that. That was really, really risky, but it paid off. That was precision accuracy. There's another example where he had the meter to kill. He has the meter now. It's going to take him all the way back, but it doesn't quite kill, not quite enough. Now, one of the things that you have to strategize when you're going for a kill like that is something called damage scaling, which means that the more hits that there are in a combo, the less damage happens as the combo continues. So if you're going for a hit like Chun-Li's air super or, you know, a fireball super or something like that, you want to make sure to do the super with the lowest combo count possible to get the most damage out of it. And the reason why Chun-Li's air super is so damaging is because it's one hit. So it does one hit of scaled damage. And if it's the third hit in a combo, it's the fourth hit in a combo, it's going to do a ton of unscaled damage. Let's see if this chips. Oh, wow. Push block was a bad idea.
5-1. Well, let's see what Just Rich does.
Yeah, he's going to take a second now. Wow, he is going right back. I could have swore that he was going to take a second to think it through. Now, he's always starting Chun-Li, too. It might be a good idea to try and start with Strider and have Strider fight Mega Man first.
Mega Man's a hard character to have the other player start with because he's just so small. He finds cracks and holes to get in and...
Absolutely, yeah, that's definitely one of the things that you have to consider. Especially that's the most difficult thing about Roll, honestly, is that, you know, Roll is kind of a joke character. Here we go. We're starting to see Rich get some of that anger out right now. There we go. Let's see. Oh, he techs the throw. Great tech. Hopefully he can keep his Chun-Li alive just a little bit longer. Because Chun-Li versus Chun-Li is really good. He doesn't catch him in the air. A bit too far away.
Uh-oh.
Oh, wow, and there goes Chun-Li.
Oh, shit. Look at that.
Yeah, this might be all it takes. If he can just keep up a couple meters. Oh, he wave dashes in and he gets a kick, but he can't convert it. Staying in the air with those lightning legs. Great push block to make sure that Strider can't get in up and over him. It's really important to make sure that he can't get over you and cross you up. You want to keep him on the same side. Wow, pokes her, but she flies back. Wow, that was super risky. But that's what he's taking. That's what he's trying to do to win right now. Oh, wow. Second game up for Just Rich. Great patience, great effort, really turned it around there. He had it solid in the beginning, and then he had to turn it around. It kind of lost it in the middle, but came back. This is the point where I think that they're adjusting to each other's gameplay, where the loos are being used pretty sparingly or at the right points, and they're really mainly just concerned with trying to hit each other. Because in a situation just like that, you don't want to drop your combos. You want to make sure that when you're getting in there, there he goes, he gets the beat plane off the ground. Like that, you want to make sure you're doing the damage. You don't really care about the hitting, you care about the damage. Using the beat plane in the air for the mobility, he gets underneath him. Seeing some great wave dashing right there from Rich. Man, these characters are just blessed with mobility. They're just rolling and jumping and flipping around each other. Now you'll notice that whenever Chun-Li's in the air, she always calls Lu before she jumps to make sure that the ground is covered. That means that Strider can't move forward on the ground that easily while Chun-Li comes at him from overhead in the air, uses the instance to double jump and come down on his head into a super, and she's just going to chip him out. He should alpha counter, and there it is, but oh man, he mashes it and it kills. He needs to just counter. Oh wow.
Oh, shit.
That was rough. there was nothing that Just Rich could have done there. I don't think that he was anticipating his alpha counter or his crossover counter being beat out like that so easily. Unfortunately, he just tagged in Strider to die, and Chun-Li was soon after.
Beat Plain City, man.
Yeah. Yeah, this place looks like an airport.
God, Mega Man's annoying in every single facet. Everything he does is annoying.
Yeah.
Annoying. Little Hadoukens out of his blaster, annoying. Soccer ball, annoying.
They didn't give him that little taunt for nothing. He has the best taunt in the game where he goes blue, blue, blue with his hands. They knew exactly what they were doing when they made Mega Man as a character. And, unfortunately, in any game, this is like 90s animated series Mega Man. If you remember that really weird, like... I don't even know what the studio was.
Captain N, the Game Master? He was in that.
Is that what it is? Because he had his own...
He had his own show too? Okay. He was
in
Captain N, the Game Master.
Oh.
Yeah, he had Simon Belmont and Mega Man and Donkey Kong.
Really?
Yeah, you
wow.
You're younger than me, so yeah, you probably didn't. But look up Captain N, the Game Master. It's a show about Nintendo characters.
What? I'll absolutely have to do that, because the one that I grew up with was actually kind of dope. He had a great theme song. He was called he's the fighting robot Mega Man. It was like, it's pretty crazy. But the design that they use for him in this game is like exactly how he looks in the animated show. And he's never really come back since. Like, all the new ones are all Mega Man X and Mega Man Walnut and stuff like that. They don't really come back to this classic Mega Man anymore.
Honest, if they were making like a 3D Mega Man or a 3D fighting game, I would assume Mega Man X would be the way to go.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Like in Marvel Infinite and in Tatsunoko vs. Capcom, it's Mega Man X, but or at least it's X's design, which is cool. It's still a cool design, but I don't know, there's just something kind of cheeky about this, like, little kid, weird, bug-eyed robot version.
Oh man, this one's gonna be close.
Yeah, this one's actually pretty rough. 15 seconds on the clock. Chun-Li's not going to be able to really recover enough health. But great turnaround right now from Rich.
I know, Ouroboros, man. That is the worst when you're falling right into that Ouroboros. There's like nothing, man. Nothing you can do.
Yeah, that's the really difficult situation with the guard break scenario, too, where there's a lot of characters in this game where you don't have an option of a entrance. You know, you just get set up into death. Or damage, I should say. There we go. A little bit of Marvel 2 going on there, hearing the little punches come out with Chun-Li, the soccer ball going way up into the air. I don't know. I don't really see why it needs to go up that high. I mean, who does this guy think he is? Cristiano Ronaldo? Like...
Yes.
Oh, wow. The beat plane keeps him safe.
Sorry, delayed response. Man. Eddie Good gets angry with every loss. He gets angrier and angrier.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things, though, because these guys play really, really smart, too. And they generally don't make the same mistake twice. So when a set goes on like this, the games become a lot tighter because they stop making as many mistakes. And it just gets to the point where it's like, you know, it's a crucible of just skill that you're just seeing these, you know, these attacks happen. They're being blocked. They're being jumped over. They're very fast with their reactions. But I don't know if Just Rich is, you know, if he's in the right headspace right now to deal with this, with what Eddie's coming through. And I'd really be interested in seeing them play a uninhibited set, because it might just be the Capcom characters thing that's bothering Rich right now. Because Eddie, I always remember Eddie having a really good Chun-Li. Mega Man 2, but definitely not as much as his other characters. Strider right now doing a nice amount of work. But this beat plane is going to keep him in. Unfortunately, he gets knocked out of it, but the throw, man. Man, when Mega Man puts you over his shoulder and he just plows your face right into the ground just to end out the match.
You could make a tournament where you gotta pick the 2 worst characters and the worst assist, and a lot of these players would still be up here in the finals.
Oh yeah. Well, that's exactly it too. Is that it's more than just it's more than the characters at that point. You know, it's about the actual player and the understanding of the game and all that stuff. So, you know, I don't know who the 2 worst characters in this game would particularly be. I would say maybe it's like, I would say Jin and Roll. It would be a weird tournament to see. Because I don't think this game has really that particularly many bad characters. But as for bad assists, I would absolutely say Anita, I don't think is all that good. And Tonpu is absolutely the worst assist.
Yeah, that's the worst when you hear that Tonpu and you're like, oh no. No. I might as well just forfeit.
Yeah, right. Just take the loss. Well, he actually lands the Mega Man uppercut there.
So, my question right now is, did Eddie Good just get better, or did Just Rich slack a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, that's the really, really interesting thing, because Eddie has been playing very regularly on Fightcade. So I'm not saying that the people that play on Fightcade are better by any means, but the Fightcade pool of players probably plays more regularly than the Arcade1Up pool. There's more people on any given day, and there's probably a higher skill ceiling on Fightcade than there is on Arcade1Up,
but
just because of
they could use all sorts of control methods. They could use.
Yeah, so right, that's you have to deal with a lot more difficult stuff on Fightcade. You have to deal with people using macros, you have to deal with people using different types of controllers, keyboards with, you know, like 3-punch, 3-kick buttons, all that sort of stuff. So kind of like the general difficulty of playing the game is a lot higher on Fightcade. And if Eddie's been doing that on the regular, that may be why he has a little bit of an advantage now.
Now, I know Eddie plays on the stick. I'm assuming Just Rich does too, but I don't know for a fact.
Oh yeah, Just Rich absolutely does. Just Rich is actually a really vocal proponent of using stick and everything like that. Just Rich definitely plays directly from his cabinet, and I don't think that he has any interest in learning any other way. I know that Eddie's expressed interest in learning keyboard, but I don't think that Just Rich has.
I think Eddie Good just wants to win.
Yeah, I think that he's going to, honestly.
Well, I meant when he said he wants to learn the keyboard, I think he just wants to win.
Oh. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, yeah, Utility Man with a good call out in the chat. Pure Infer is actually really bad, too.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I would rather play with Pure Infer than Tonpu.
Poo
because
or whatever.
Yeah.
Every time I hear poo, I go, oh, poo.
Man, one more to go for Eddie. I think that Just Rich has probably lost the sauce right now. I don't think that there's a way he can come back from this.
There's been crazier shit happen.
Yeah, there has been. You're right. It's not over till it's over. The reason why I was going to say that I actually don't mind Pure Infer is because if you time her right, she can deal with a lot of the double jumping overhead. Sometimes I will actually pick her on purpose if I know that I'm fighting somebody that constantly is going to be playing Chun-Li and jumping over me. Just because it's a little bit more, like in a situation like what we just saw there where they jump directly over your head. Pure Infer has at least a little bit of value there to me, where Tonpu is just awful, but, you know, to each their own, they're both really bad.
No wonder Webhead doesn't agree that Pure and Fear is the worst. He uses that assist.
Well, it has utility where Tonpu does as well. It's like what Utility Man says. It's decent damage and can apply pressure. But in my opinion, she comes out way too unsafe. You can hit her away before she has a chance to attack. She's not active on the screen for that long, where Pure Infer is active for a lot longer. And the area that Tonpu covers isn't that good, where it's like, well, there we go.
Wow.
That's it.
All right, I'm going back
And
to
we
Discord.
have the winner.
Okay. Let's see. Let me close that. Let me move this over here somewhere so we could get back on the Discord screen. All right, here I am, back on the screen.
Yeah. What I can't wait for is Just Rich to respond in the chat. I see his GG bros. I know that there's probably a paragraph brewing right now.
All right. Congrats to Eddie Good. Eddie Good is back. He's back in business and very dominant this evening. Congrats to coming back and being dominant, Eddie. And it's been a real pleasure to see all the killers that came out tonight, because everybody was a killer. Like everybody, like all the big names like showed up. It was really cool to see. And I appreciate you all for showing up. And if you haven't yet, please do like the video. Helps support me, helps get the video more attention. Eddie Money. Eddie Money is unfortunately passed, but he's a great artist. Really enjoyed 2 Tickets to Paradise. That was a good one. Good song. Nothing to be mad about, Rich. No, dude. Don't be mad, man. He got second place, man. He's a top 3 player this evening. V Salmon, Just Rich, and Eddie Good.
Yeah, man. That is the that's the trifecta right there. That top 3 is the top 3 of the Arcade1Up scene for Marvel vs. Capcom right now. It's actually kind of amazing that we had this small little tournament where the 3 of them showed up for it too, because it's been a really long time before we've kind of seen this outcome. And just everybody that showed up, it's like everybody's top tier in my opinion. It's like I enjoy playing with every single person, everybody that we socialize with, everybody that comes out to these things. It's fantastic that Eddie came in first and everything like that, but you're all equally cool in my opinion. So I just appreciate it. I can't wait to do another one. We will be doing Marvel only at some point showed up, when we get that figured out on the schedule. That'll be just up in the air, and it will be announced, and it'll be a good time too. Yeah. But definitely, enjoy getting some of your cash back. Let me know if you want one of the Marvel PCBs. If you don't happen to have the Marvel board, so you can't play Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter or anything like that, that would be coming from me by behalf of V Salmon. And if you don't want the Marvel board, I'm gonna dig through my comics and find you out something that you'd like. And yeah, Eddie, actually, Eddie said that he'd like to come on. Let me send you an invite to Steps' Discord. Actually, if you go to Footy's Marvel channel, there's an invite to Steps' Discord right there, and we're just hanging out in the voice channel. So if you guys want to come on, feel free.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Eddie Good's in my Discord. Just have to go to the voice chats. It's the Super Sunday Night Turbo Room. That's how you get on here. So if Just Rich or V Sam or anybody want to get in the Discord, they sure can. I am cool with that. And I'm sure we're working on seeing who can get into my Discord. Here we go.
Hey, that's not the person we want to talk to. Where's the winner?
Hey, leave Just Rich alone.
Forget him. We don't want to see him.
He's better than all of us.
Love you, Rich. Thanks for coming out. Super great. I can't wait to. I want you and Eddie to have the floor for a little bit so you guys can talk to each other. So when he shows up, it'd be great if you wanted to do that. That'd be awesome.
Oh man, I don't know. I'm a little salty. I got beat down pretty bad.
So I gotta ask you, man. Do you think Eddie Good got better, or do you think you haven't been practicing? Which one was it? Because I think the last time you met, like, I know there's some strange rules to this one, but the last time you met, I thought you won pretty handedly.
No, he's been winning the tournaments actually. Every time we play, he usually gets me in the tournament scene. As for the match, I just couldn't adjust. I didn't have enough tools to deal with that runaway game. It was very frustrating. And when you're chasing and you tend to get desperate and you start leaving yourself open for moves, and that's what ended up happening throughout the match, at least for my part. So I was getting so frustrated, and I couldn't hit him, and I couldn't open him. He has great defense on top of that, so it makes it very, very tough to get through. So it's tough. That's what I was going through. That was my mindset. But that's some tough stuff to get through, especially when you charge that fierce punch too. So good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just have a quick question too. Personally, I actually don't mind playing against stuff like that. I can sit and, just for example, if somebody was doing that to me in a non-tournament setting, if I sit down to play the game and there's somebody that's really, really good at the keep away aspect and all that stuff, I actually enjoy playing that. It's difficult, but there's kind of an element of like playing like a Mega Man game and you're beating the boss. Do you enjoy playing that, or do you hate it and you never want to?
No, I usually enjoy it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But it's just, there's so many characters, there's so many things you could do to counter certain things like that. Like, for example, for you, I would probably pick Venom because that fierce punch of it has a lot of range. So it would stop a lot of that nonsense. And if you trade, that fierce punch hits really hard. So there's things you can do to adjust, But when you limit yourself to silly freaking Capcom characters,
Hey, that's the point, man. You signed up for it.
But it was fun. It definitely challenged you in a different way, and it was fun. Regardless, I thought it was really cool. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted, guys. It was definitely cool, and I definitely have to start thinking a different way now. So it was fun, without a doubt.
Well, hopefully we can see you out on the Marvel only tournament.
If you guys throw that, I'm calling it now. You hear that? I know. I see you on there, man. I'm calling it right now.
Well, we are doing a Marvel only because you have to. If you run Capcom only, you gotta run Marvel only, right?
Yeah, it's biased if you don't.
That's fair.
So that's gonna be the next one, and I'm thinking we're looking at early March. I think that's what we're looking at. So,
Can you hear me or no?
So what's up?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
I can hear you.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
I saw
Straight from the Mushroom Kingdom.
originally. Yeah.
Yeah, I have a $12 webcam that I bought from Amazon like 2 years ago, so I was just making sure it works. But
yeah, it looks good, honestly, too.
And I wanted to say, Rich asked me about this maybe 6 months ago. He goes, Mega Man, is that something you're working on? And it's actually in our chat. And I said, it's something I was actually working on for keeping away Wolverine and Fightcade. So I figured if we're only using the Capcom characters, and you don't even have Wolverine or War Machine, there's like so difficult to get in my box. And that's all I basically did was play keep away. But sometimes you got in with Chun-Li, and that's what I had to watch out for. V Salmon wrecked me the other day when it was like 10-3. It was really bad.
Oh.
So I know if the other characters were in. As soon as you guys told me it was just Capcom, I said, this is great. I've been working on this team this whole time.
So what happened was the last time I had a stream, somebody in the chat was like, "Do Capcom only." So I put a poll up and I said, "Which do you want?" And it, like Capcom only like dominated the pool. So I was like, "Okay, I guess we're doing Capcom only." And,
I think that may have been Mr. Freeze, actually. I think that he was one of the guys that was pulling for it as a fun idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned it a couple of times for funds and for fun to do opponent picks each other's characters.
Yeah, that's a great one too. That's a great idea.
Completely random. I'm just like, oh, it's just keep and roll.
You're getting roll and I don't know who else.
Yeah, sometimes it won't even matter who your opponent is, but if you're well trained in all characters, and it doesn't matter who your opponent picks for you, you could be in some trouble. Like Bobby Pigo, you can't give him Give.
Yeah, that's actually one thing too. I forgot that he mainly played Geef in Gold War Machine too.
Yep.
But yeah, I think early on when he was matched up, he was just getting the Mega Man action too, and it's just really difficult to get around. So no, that's actually a question that I would ask you, Eddie. Is there's just a common a word that you'll hear in fighting games and that sort of thing. It's like you're playing lame, you're playing keep away, everything like that. Like it's not fair. I think that you're supposed to play the character the best way they're supposed to be played. And if you're playing Mega Man and you're, playing Keep Away really good, that it's actually specifically designed that way. But there's a lot of people that would think that's cheap and it's not a good way to play. What would you have to say about that?
No, not at all. I mean, like you said, Mega Man is kind of designed to be just a defensive player. I mean, I didn't realize it till before, but I make people struggle Wolverine doing that infinite on the ground so much in Fightcade, they cannot get in. And it bothers them to the point where they just die and they just have to give up, or they have to come in with like Gold War Machine because they literally can't do anything about it. Then they do some reverse. The cheapest thing I've seen so far is Spider-Man. I didn't know he was that cheap. Oh my gosh, that random
with
hit
the
and
mix-ups.
Yes.
Yeah, with the cross-up. Well, that's one of the things is that the cross-up is literally, it's like mathematically ambiguous. It doesn't matter what side he's on. You don't know. Like even the person doing it doesn't know what side it's going to be on. That's why it's like the cheapest.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But it's hard to call just one character cheap. Everybody has something. Like Gold War Machine, you can just not hit, you can't block. I mean, Wolverine, War Machine, they both have, their evils in them. So it's just like Gambit, a two-hit infinite. Everybody has something. It just has to balance out that, like, if you want to play a fair game, you play a fair game. I do run into a couple games where it's just no infinites, which is great. Sometimes you get good sets like that. For the most part, everybody is not so in that category.
Yeah. Well, I actually have a question for both of you that ties into the same thing. If you could pick two characters, one character you have to take something away from, and one character you have to give them something to help them, who would you pick and what would you give them? So, like, just for example, like, say that you wanted to take away Mega Man's soccer ball, but you wanted to give Hulk a projectile, something like that.
Ooh.
That's tough.
I mean, Beef Zangief has that fireball, no? Or Mech Zangief?
Right, yeah, he has the flames that he can do.
I don't know. I'm curious to see what Rich has to say about that one. That's an interesting one.
He needs help. When he goes mech, he's too slow. He doesn't do anything. Like he's just, in my opinion, he's just set up to fail.
So what if he was faster though?
Oh, okay, yeah, great example. So like you would make Mecha Zangief a little bit faster is the one thing you would give a character.
Yep.
You know how
great answer.
He just like snap grabbed you every time. I mean, that would be so broken. Like you can't do
Mecha Zangief at 200% speed, where he's just running around the screen. Like
it's like 2 steps that just across the screen. It's just like
I gave Mecha Zangief flight.
Yeah.
As
I mean, I would take away the
unblockables. Yeah, the unblockables. I would say.
Yes. That would go for every character, to be honest.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, sure. So just like
combo from everyone.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah. Or like removing guard break just as a function.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Uncombo super cheap.
Yeah, and I mean, I run into like 2 or 3 players. That's all they literally do, and they're already with macros. So it's like if I got hit once, I'm dead, and it's just like it's such a complete turnoff from the game. I'm just like I don't want to play today. I'm done. I played like 2 games, and it's like I just got comboed 5 games in a row, and then that was it. I lost. So it's just like it's not fun.
It's not the way the game was designed to play. You know that coming from arcade style, coming from the arcade. So
yeah, if they're on stick, they're gonna make natural mistakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the whole back and forth, what makes it fun to adjust and come back, versus when you're getting combo to death, there's nothing you can do, and then you're gonna get guard broken when you come in next, and it's over. So so much you can do. Yep.
It ruins that excitement of like coming back from like 1% life, where it's that intense. If you think about the first game that I had with V Sam in an X vs Street Fighter, where I came back and I won literally by like 0 seconds by like 2% life extra. Like that makes those games fun. When you add these macros and things like that, you don't have that intensity. Either you're
Agreed.
gonna get bodied or that's it. It's a one-sided game.
Yeah. Now, just a good personal example that I have of that is Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is like the game that I like the most, know the most about. And there was something that was discovered really, really late in its development, which is what they call the TAC Infinite. But it actually turned out to be really, really good for the game, where all the characters in the game basically had access to a combo that could lead into an infinite type scenario, but you could only do it off of a really specific series of things going right for you, and it was cancelable by the opponent. The concept is called a team aerial combo, where it's rock paper scissors, and you
Okay.
basically have to play rock paper scissors with the opponent in midair. And if they beat you, you get shot back down to the ground. But if you win, you're just supposed to be able to finish your combo. But there's an exploit in it that actually makes it so. Do you guys know like the unfly glitch in Marvel 2, where if you get hit, you can have if you get hit out of flight, you don't have to re-jump after flying again, and you get access to a whole nother string of like combos that you can do, but it only works if you get hit first.
Yes.
So
Yep.
all these combo videos online, like you'll see somebody like doing a combo that's a really cool combo, but the thing is that they had to get hit out of flight to make that combo possible. The TAC Infinite is like that too, but it actually ended up kind of saving the game because it gave all these characters that were, it made characters better, but it also gave characters that were kind of bad something really cool. And the newer or the newer games always kind of have like some sort of comeback mechanic, like Ultras and Street Fighter 4, like X Factor and Marvel 3. These new the new older games don't really have anything like that. So when you get something like the uncombo that's like a programming glitch, it seems like it's really like detracting from everything. So I can definitely see what your point is about how it kind of like you almost wish that they could patch it out because it's like something that should have been patched, but these games were never updated, so it just kind of sat until somebody discovered that it happens, and it is what it is.
Yep. I mean,
And
even for Marvel 3, if I recall, Sentinel took way too much damage.
oh yeah, well that's another thing too. He has the highest health in the game. In original Marvel 3, he's unbelievable. He has so much health. Like it's unbelievable how much health he has. And they patched that in Ultimate. He doesn't have as much, but it's still ridiculous.
Right, they fixed that in like well, I used to go to a local tournament at my arcade because they were still trying to host and run tournaments, and yeah, they fixed them up in a week, and all I've been doing was practicing Sentinel and Phoenix, and the next thing you know, oh hey guys, we got an update. What do you mean you got an update? I didn't practice this.
Yeah, and that's like what it is now. Like one of the reasons why I never really got into Street Fighter 5 is because they kept updating it. And my favorite character was Alex in the game. Alex started off really bad, and they progressively made him worse. Oh, sorry, they progressively made him better through the updates, but some things added and some things took it away. And it's like every 6 months I was having to learn new things about the way the game worked, and I just lost interest in it. Like, at a certain point you have to keep it memorizable. You shouldn't have to learn that your character has new properties every couple weeks. Like it's just unreasonable.
Yeah, and if you think about games in that dynamic, any game for me personally that came after Marvel 2, it constantly needed updates, and this is a partial part of the argument that I have. When you had arcades, we didn't have updates. The game was just what you got.
Right.
Second Impact, Alpha 3, SNK, CVS 2. All those games were just what you got. And to see somebody be amazing with like Zangief and just crush people, there was no update with that to tweak him. It was just what you got served. These games, they're allowing so many errors to be made, and they're doing a very poor job creating the games with the technology that you have now. Like, how do you make so many mistakes? That's what actually stopped me from buying video games. When my
That's
niece
what
showed
they
me
do.
this,
Yeah, because they're like,
yeah. So
we could just put this out right now for Christmas, even though it's not done.
yeah,
Because we'll just update it later.
it's kind of disappointing. And I mean, there's so many people that have so much passion for these games, and it's like we're waiting. I mean, we waited how long for Marvel 3? And a lot of people were really upset. I'm from a
Yeah,
Marvel.
11 years. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it was, it's very easy to do combos in that when you think about it. To a 6 button to a 4 button. Marvel 2 was also 4 buttons, so I mean, I don't know. I'm always gonna enjoy Marvel, but Marvel 1 is probably where my heart's at.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd say the same thing too. Going back to it, like Marvel 3 was the game that got me into playing competitively. Where I
Yeah.
played games really casually, of course. It's like I'd play at the arcade, I'd play with my friends and stuff like that. But Marvel 3 was the first game that I was into competitively. And
Yeah.
going back, it's like Marvel 1's my favorite game now. It's like if I had to play Marvel 3 or play Marvel 1, I would play Marvel 1 all day over
Yeah.
Marvel 3. And that's crazy for me to think about. But we have a great question actually in the chat from Utility Man that's asking, going back to the question that says everyone has something that can be considered cheap. I guess that there's something that's considered really cheap about Jin, and he's wondering if you guys know what it is, because he knows what it is.
Is it the start button and the flame where you can
yeah, right.
yeah.
That's the
I
only
know.
thing.
We'll have to wait for Utility Man to respond to that. But can you explain what that is?
I think Rich could probably do a better job than I can.
Yeah, you pretty much hit the taunt button and then you start rubbing the buttons, and as you keep smashing the buttons, he keeps heating up, and as the flame just gets bigger, and it stays on it as long as you keep smashing the button, so it'll keep going and going and going. So if someone's coming in, let's say if you kill the character, the next person's coming in, you taunt, and if you cross them up, literally stay locked in, and it's game over.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Yeah, so
I'm sorry. I wish we could have had cameras on Rich when he was playing against the Chung-Li and Shadow Lady. I
Oh
would
Jesus.
love to see his expression when he got kicked by both of them on both sides.
That literally
Great.
freaking GVO, man. When he did that, I was like, I can't believe I just countered into that. I was like, does this thing ever end? And then when he let it drop, I was like, okay, I'm gonna F this guy up.
that was absolutely the worst too, because I don't know if you were listening and playing at the same time, Rich. But when you countered into it with Strider, I mentioned how that was such a bad idea when Strider just got deleted by it. It's so hard to watch, but it's so funny. But it's great. It's great entertainment. It's like it
Yeah.
sucks that it happened, but at the same time, it's a really funny moment. Stuff like that's what makes playing these games with people that and with your friends like really fun and memorable. So that could have happened to just some guy on Fightcade, and you would have maybe laughed about it and then said that's cheap and never played him again. But it happened to somebody that we know, that we're all friends with, that we're playing in a tournament with. That just makes it a million times better. It's like watching your friend fall face first in a puddle. It's just like, it's sad, but you still laugh at them.
Yeah, you laugh and it's like, are you okay?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No doubt. It was cool to see. I just wish it wasn't done on me. That's all. But it was fun.
Well, you'll have to get back to him next time. You'll have to figure out how you're going to personally get revenge for that on GVO, and I want to see it.
He's a hell of a player, so it's gonna be tough to surprise him. So we'll see. Try to cook something live. We'll see.
Maybe you'll catch him with that Jin start button thing with the taunt.
I might have to try that.
Yeah.
Out of nowhere, Rich is in the lab with Jin out of nowhere. It's just like, well, what is he doing? We know.
Yeah.
I forgot to combo it.
GVO's probably having like nightmares right now. He's gonna wake up in the middle of the morning like Jin, sweating in a cold sweat.
Oh God! Don't let Doobie clip that. I'm seeing the chat right now. Oh man, you're right.
It does need clips.
The only thing that went through my head was the mask when he saw Cameron Diaz singing on stage and you see his eyes pop out of his head and come roll out. I was like, that's exactly what I see Rich doing right now. Like, what just happened to me?
It was shocking, man. It's cool. You still, this game is what 20 years plus old, and you still see new stuff, and that's what makes the game great, man. It really was cool to see that.
Oh, so have you never seen that before, Rich?
Never once. No.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I never saw it either.
Really?
Either.
And I'm on
Wow.
Fight Stage.
That's amazing.
Yeah. They're doing other cheap stuff that I've never seen with Chun-Li, where it's like dash, corner, dash, launch again, dash, corner, dash, launch again, and some song and dance. And I'm just like, can I block?
Yeah. I would really recommend it. I think that this is where I saw it first. Recently, it was within the last year. There's a guy on YouTube named Desk. It's just Desk. He actually put out a Marvel vs. Capcom 1 combo video. He actually did two. He did one with just the special characters and one with the regular characters. And I'm pretty sure that he does that Chun-Li Shadow Lady thing in that video. I'll leave a link to it in the chat because it's a great video. There's some crazy stuff. But a lot of times combo videos like that are tool assisted, so they're like there's save states and that sort of thing that help them make it. But Desk is really great because Desk actually does everything by hand, and he shows his hands doing it for real on a stick while he's doing it. He's one of the best combo video channels on YouTube, so shout out to him. Not that he would ever hear it, but
you never
Yeah.
know, man. You never know.
He's really good, and he does it for a lot of different games too. I wish he would play because like someone who could do something like that must be really talented, like competitively.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And honestly, too, like that's really like I love playing competitively and everything like that, for fun. But I'm a training mode guy. It's like I can spend hours just walking back and forth and trying stuff in training mode. So like, just for example, like the Marvel 2 Arcade1Up that just came out, like that's just not as valuable to me because Marvel 2 is a training mode game to me. It's like I'll sit with all 50 characters in training mode for years and I'll never play an actual person in it. I just want to screw around with it. And that's why I think things like, like MAME and all these other emulators and stuff that you can play that have training mode built into them as like hacks are really awesome. But it's not the point of the game. The point is to be competitive and have fun and play with other people, the human interaction. So that's what I'm super happy that we have here.
Yes, that you guys definitely keep that energy alive, and my buddy is trying to do a documentary on the Marvel 2 community because it's one of his favorite things growing up. He's working on it still. He actually hosted a Marvel 2 tournament and he got 40 people.
Oh, wow.
Same guys, same crew.
Yeah.
20 plus years deep of the same guys, and you know what? They're still learning things.
Yeah. Is it Romnito? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Oh wow. Awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah. So he hosted.
Is he from where you grew up, or?
He came to my arcade back in the day.
Oh wow.
And he actually spoke with the owner of the arcade because I said, if you need to get anybody in the arcade, you need to get the owner because he's the one that hosted. He allowed these tournaments to happen. So that being said, he goes, I wish consoles didn't overpass arcades. And when you think about it, that the interaction is kind of rotten. When you think about like just messaging other people, it's not always the best comments you get from people, especially when you're playing online in PSN or Xbox.
Yeah.
It's another thing once you get to play with people in person, and like you said, there's a crowd, people have fun, interaction, there's food, there's other things to do, and it's just not the same.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's one thing too that just it's funny because the whole Marvel 2 scene and everything like that. I know that it was played on hardware in arcade machines and stuff like that too, but really like a lot of it was played on Dreamcast originally too, which is kind of crazy because that was like the first time that console gaming really became like important in a scene, I would say, is right around then. And like even there's guys like Roundhouse MVC2 that actually still hosts in-person Marvel 2 tournaments on Dreamcast, and it uses something called a Dragon Cast where you can hook up two Dreamcasts to each other. So each player gets their own Dreamcast with their own stick, and you hook it up to one TV basically. That hardware is super expensive now, but the guy, it's like that's his passion. He just has people over at his garage playing Marvel 2 locally on the weekends. It's super cool. Like,
and I mean the stuff that they do, it's not the same like Magneto sent Psylocke. They're doing new things.
Yeah.
It went from a scene where Justin Wong used to win all the time to now it's like Justin Wong, I don't even think can handle certain competitors. You know,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
He does
20
look
plus
That's
years later.
the biggest regret that I have about the whole like pandemic period was that the Invitational Marvel 2 at Evo 2022 was canceled because everybody was supposed to be there. You know, it was supposed to be all you know, basically like the best top 8 throughout history was all signed up to be there and compete in person in an invitational money match essentially, and it fell through and it never happened again, and they might not get a chance to do it again. But it's like that would have been the one to see, and it just because of the pandemic that Evo was canceled that year, and nothing ever happened with it. So we'll see what it has in the future. But you know,
Yeah, these guys, they're, I mean, like you, Nolan, just as passionate as Rich and myself are for Marvel 1, they'll do whatever they can to host it, even if it takes, me, Rich, V Salmon, anybody in the community to keep donating. Hey guys, we really want to push this tournament. If we get enough people, it happens, We don't have to have a big tournament, we just have to have fun. Look at
yeah,
this crowd. It may have been a 10 or 12 person tournament, but at the end of the day, we got to laugh. I got to watch Moat's stream where I'm seeing Welcome to Die eat a chip, and he's outside like this doing the Rocky theme, and I'm just like, dude, this guy's insane. He's out there for 40 minutes just moving around because he just ate one of them spicy chips. Like this guy's crazy.
So
yeah.
But
Well,
like,
hopefully,
I can't pull it up on my computer because I can't close this out. Otherwise, you won't see. But GVO made a top 8 or top 10, and I'll have to post that. It's hard to see, but
oh, okay.
Eddie Good #1. So there you go.
Right. I just got to win the Marvel one.
The Marvel one, yeah, that'll be interesting. Because
yeah,
he said
that
he's
one
having a
might be
hard
a little bit
time.
more. Yeah, that one will probably be a bit more intense. That one will be a little bit saltier and more sweatier, I think.
Yes,
I
thanks
can't.
GVO for doing that, and I appreciate it. I always get these nice tournament posts from him, so I appreciate that.
I kind of I feel like V Salmon and Rich are just waiting for me at the cabinet with like War Machine and like Wolverine right
Oh
now.
yeah, you
Slip on
probably
here
have
real
to log off for the night. If you log on to the cabs, they're both gonna be on you like crazy. They're gonna heat seek you like a sidewinder missile. They're right in there.
I'm like, bring that Mega Man out now. Please bring him out now.
All right. Well, on that note, I feel like this has been a super successful night. Thank you guys for coming out so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you for coming
We'll
on
keep
too.
it ended before midnight and midnight East Coast, nice and proper. And we will see you next time for more fun, more shenanigans.
No
And
doubt, guys.
I'll let Steps close us out here. Thanks for coming on so much,
I'll end
guys.
the stream. Thanks everyone for coming on. Thanks to all the people that donated. Thanks to all the winners, and thanks to all the losers.